Ask the Ashtar Command to put protection around the room. Ask the Ashtar Command to protect all our viewers and put energy, high frequency energy in the room. Good evening, everybody. Excuse me. Good to see everybody here. Good evening around the world. This is the late night show called Encounters, the spiritual UFO show. Deborah, good to see you. Gary Haas, good to see you. We're going to be on tomorrow morning at 11. Hey, Johnny. We'll be on tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on WESUFM.org, NPR Pacific Radio. So you'll get to see me in the studio, in a radio studio tomorrow morning, too. Oh, April just left again. I was just on her live. She just left now? You got to be kidding me. I can't... Wait a minute. You know this place. We're going to be doing interviews in a few minutes. Okay, before I get into any interviews, I was just on her live. She was playing ABBA. I just got on before I went on, and she was playing ABBA. And she said one of the guards just came through. And then I went to do my live and come here. I just saw her, and she was playing ABBA. Are you kidding me? All right. I'm telling you, man. Okay, I'm going to bring some people up here who were on the live. I just was there. I can't believe. I was almost like I'm supposed to stay here and not go on my live yet. This inner guidance told me, Commander, you're supposed to stay and watch what's going on. But I went on my live. I was just there moments before she was taken on the ship. I can't believe this. I mean, I believe it. Okay. Which one of my friends wants to come up here live and then explain what happened? Because I just was there a minute ago. For all our relatives, good evening. She was just on the ship the other night. She's just been taken again on the ship. Let me see here. I want to bring Papa Smurf up here. Man, I was like right there watching, listening to ABBA. I was getting into it. And she was like happy and dancing. And then I'm going here. I get my message, Commander, you have to go on live. I'm getting my download. The command's telling me, Commander, you have to go live now. Hey, Papa Smurf, good evening, brother.
Hey, I think it was Paranormal Ghostbusters that requested the song from ABBA, Mamma Mia, and she started playing it. It didn't even get halfway through, and she said, I gotta go.
And I was on there, and I heard the music, and then I was getting the message from the command to tell me, Commander, you have to do your show. Don't forget to do your show. So I listened to that, and I went on to do my show. And then all of a sudden, people come in here saying she went off planet. She says she has to go.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of amazing?
She said one of the guards just popped his head in. And the next minute,
I heard that.
And then she said, I have to go. It was not even a minute after that, I don't think.
Now, when she left, was the phone still on live or did it disappear?
I think she paused it. Yeah, her show was paused. She put it on pause. So I don't know if it's shut off right now, but she did pause her live.
Okay.
It said live show ended. I think she ended the live because
she's still on her phone is still live on TikTok. She has the green light on, so her phone is still on TikTok, but she's not on planet. She just went on the ship, right?
Yeah, she just went on the ship again.
I mean, that's unusual. 2 nights in a row, man. I mean, the other, there's got to be a lot of information.
Well, you said that the timeline was going to be moved up, or she did.
Yeah, I did. I was saying that.
I mean, she's going like every other night. So something's going on.
And I keep feeling, I'm being very conservative with everybody. There's a lot of people probably don't know what I'm talking about here, or Cliff is mentioning a few of the others, but we have a friend of ours called April. She's in Vermont. So she has been now the sixth. This I keep track. This is the 16th time
16th time,
she
yeah, 16 times
she's
now.
and she's been taken on board the Ashtar Command Spaceship, and who knows how long she's going to be off planet for?
She
Uh,
said she had a
and-
funny feeling in her stomach, like she couldn't describe it, like energy type
yeah,
of thing.
yeah,
And she
yeah,
said, I don't know if they're going to come and get me tonight or what. And then they took her.
yeah. Because I think not only is the timeline, as I stated, the timeline shifting. Now I've been somewhat conservative. My listeners, my viewers here about the contact period. It's funny. We went from 150 to 119. How does that happen? How do we go from 150 to 119? I know TikTok is crazy. I don't understand it.
I
Never
have
will.
no
But
idea.
all I know is that for people, she was playing music. Kelly Gogo says she was playing music for the fairies, and I heard her say someone popped on. That was one of the guards. I was on there
Yeah,
when
one
that
of the guards
happened.
popped in.
And then after that happened, I said, I get messages from the command saying, Commander, you need to go on live. So I telepath the communicator that I am. I was listening to that. I said, I'd love to stay here, but I have to go on live. So I went on live. Then people come in saying, oh, Commander, she's just gone off planet again. Like in 2 seconds. The synchronicity of that happening, there's no coincidence that I was there before she went off planet, and seconds after I left, she was taken on the ship again.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just glad she's gone on the ship again. And the thing is, I would like to see our space family take care of her. And I know there's certain things in universal law that cannot be done, but she really needs to be. And I know they can hear me that they need to, while she's on the ship, take care of her. And
I agree.
they really need to take care of her. They have the ability
I know
to.
they're not supposed to. I know they're not supposed to interfere, but
They're not.
with her being in charge of the whole group, she can't do it if she's not well.
Right. And it's not so
You
much she's in
know?
charge of the whole group. Well, she's kind of in charge, but it's more or less they've chosen her to be the facilitator of the group, and
Right.
that's fine.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I gotcha. And I just think, oh, Paranormal, she's okay. She just went off planet on the spaceship again. She's absolutely perfectly fine. And so this is, breaking news on my show. My friend April has just been moments after I left her live. They came in and took her back on the ship. Her family. I know it's
Yeah.
definitely they opened the rift and she's on the ship right now. So I don't know how long she's going to be off planet. I can't tell you that. Um, when I do my radio show tomorrow, I'm going to send her a message to come on the air on my big radio station, WESU,
Yeah.
and see if she wants to come on if she feels up to it.
Well, the
It
last
can you
time it was just under 2 hours, wasn't it? But she was
yeah,
gone
just under
like
two
a whole
hours,
month. Yeah.
a whole
And she was
month.
gone a whole month.
So people have
And
to
now they
understand
came
when
and got
she
her again.
and she was gone a whole month. Who knows how long she's going to
Yeah.
be gone on this trip? And she'll be here with us all in Connecticut on the weekend of the 25th. That's Memorial Day weekend. And we're having our gathering in the apple orchard. So that'll be my first time meeting her. Kit Kat and Chesno, myself, and hopefully Johnny. We can get Johnny up here. Johnny, we got to get you up here, man. It's just something really important about this. Um, we certainly have to figure that out. But it's important that he is up here. How can you
Another,
protect perfect strangers with your ship and can't heal April? I don't know that I'm fully powered to do that. I have certain things that I'm actually able to do. I think there's certain things I will be able to do more when I am on the ship. I'll be activated in more ways. I thank God for the activations that I've been downloaded over the years to do. There's certain things I can do and certain things I'm not even sure I can do or not do. I've not tried to heal April because I figured that they would do some stuff on the ships with her. But like Papa Smurf said, they can't really interfere with our human experience that way. But at the same token, I'd love to see them do that. I have no judgments here, nor should anybody have any judgments about whether how come this didn't happen or that didn't happen? Then we're getting into the 3D concept of our minds, and everything we do has to be unconditional. But it's a good question, Lexicon.
Yep.
But I just honestly, I'll tell you, I don't know whether I could do anything or not. I might. Maybe the next time I'm on, I will see if I can try to help heal April, and see if that actually is something I can do. I've never tried doing it, so I honestly don't know. But thank you for asking a question. I would definitely
I know.
try to do it.
I know when she was gone for the month, one of the things that they're having problems with is what the government was doing. They're trying to mess around with dark matter, and there's
Yeah,
some bad stuff coming through.
yep. And they've been actually shutting down those things that the government's
Yeah,
trying to do. And so that's something. Paranola says we were playing Mamma Mia songs, and she said she has to go during the song Mamma Mia. That's a great song, by the way. Her
I know.
commander,
I
hey,
love
command.
that. I love ABBA.
Yeah, I'm a big ABBA fan too, believe it or not. Scrub, hey,
Really?
Scrubs. Yeah, I actually like ABBA too. Um, well, they kind of are interfering when they take her. No, no, they're not really interfering. They're actually Callie Go. They're her space family, so there's no interference there. She's related to them. They're her biological family on the ship. So when we get taken on the ship, when I physically go on the ship, I'm already mentally prepared for it. So if I know, my wife knows. I was talking to her about it tonight about going on the ship, and I've told her, when we go on the ship, we're going to come back and we're going to do whatever we're supposed to do to help the planet. So I'm very conservative about the timeline, but I think it is changing. I've been saying it'll be 12 months before we go on the ship. Now, I can be completely wrong about that. I can be thinking it's 12 months and then somehow there's a shift in the timeline. I think with the solar storms that are hitting the Earth right now, I missed last night seeing the northern lights, and in Connecticut tonight it's cloudy, so we won't be able to see anything. But it's not so much the hitting of those beautiful northern lights. The energy coming from the sun that's creating them is also going to affect the cellular structure of every human being on the planet, whether they're awake or asleep or whatever they are. It's going to affect people, right? And you've got to be affected by it. It's either going to affect you, and everybody will be affected in different ways. So if you're seeing the Northern Lights, wherever you are around the world tonight, this is going to be a big night for the Northern Lights, although most of the planet. Take in that energy, meditate on that energy, because it actually is going to activate your body, your mind, and your soul. Three things: body, mind, and soul. The physical, the mental consciousness, and the spiritual level of consciousness will be affected. I mean, I feel the energy, even though I can't see the Northern Lights tonight. I know that energy is coming through, and it's definitely going to affect everybody. Uh, Lakita says, "I hope she has rested a bit. I am worrying for her health, I'm sure her family off planet they love her very much. They won't let anything happen to her. You know, Precious. She was playing with the fairies. The room was very strange looking, vivid colors, bright colors. If you can heal people, sciatica, with your telepathic abilities, they should be able to heal April." Well, Alexicon, I would love to see that happen, brother. When she comes back, I'll try to do a healing thing with her. We'll try to do a healing thing with her. And I don't make any promises. The one thing I am is absolutely honest. Ever since I've been doing my mission work, I will never say, "Oh, I'm the guy who's going to do this" or "the gal is going to do this." But I will definitely put efforts into helping her that way. I appreciate that, Lexicon. Something going on, I'm thinking. Yeah, Trisha. So I think when they take her off planet, like within 2 nights, I believe that there's probably something seriously going on around our planet, and that she needed to be on the ship. And Johnny, we're going to definitely have you up here May 25th. We have to have you up here, man. We have to. Let's see. Uh, oh, the space people, yeah. Oh, the space people, not me, yeah. Um, I'm sure, if they were willing to try to do again, because of her experiences, with my whole thing happening with my knee, I've actually worked that out myself. I'm still going through some of my knee stuff. I was out in my garden today. For folks that don't know, I have a light garden. I microfarm watermelons, and my friend, he's also with the Ashtar Command. He came out and helped me do some work, and so I have to keep myself physically moving for that leg, even though it hurts a little bit. I put my consciousness into a state where I'm going to do this. It's going to be, I did it, and it has not affected my ability to do my space work, my cosmic work, my radio show. I'm doing all those things, and I'm making sure I don't let the leg get stagnant. I'm always moving. I'm always energized. So yeah, I do understand what you're saying, Lexicon. So, people asked that before. Her mother came when she was in the hospital and helped heal her infection. So we know it could be done on some levels, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think
Thank you,
her
sir.
mother realized that the infection was maybe going up into her body
Near her
through the
heart.
bone or something
Yeah.
to the heart.
But you know what?
She healed
And
the
that,
leg.
right. And if her mother can do the leg, if she can secretly help her do some other
I
stuff,
know
she might have to do that. We don't control any of that.
exactly.
We have no control over anything. The only thing we have control over is our own beingness. And that's pretty much about it. Let's see here. I'm reading comments here. Let's
I
see.
know when she seen Jesus the other night, they went to a desert. I think she told you that. And when he put his finger on her forehead this time, she actually blacked out and fell.
Yeah.
And she, because she had bruises on her arm and that was what was his name? Nan, the
Uh, uh,
Anna,
uh, uh, the other space being
Anunnaki.
gone. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
gone. That's
Gan,
it.
Gan or
Gan.
Gan,
Um,
Gan.
he picked her up. He said he just put his one hand under her back, and his hand is like 3 times the size of ours, and he just picked her right back up again.
Yeah, I'm reading people's comments. I feel the solar storm is affecting me. Let's see here. My brain is working overtime with positive thoughts and that very good. I can't see in my apartment. They won't let me. Caroline M says they won't let nothing happen to her, but yet they won't even try. Well, it's not that they don't want to heal her. We're coming from a human perspective of trying to figure out why, but they don't probably understand how serious it is. Maybe they'll do something tonight on the spaceship. They can hear our show, they can watch our show. Believe it or not, folks, they have monitors. So if they can monitor the show, I would ask them, please, please, please break protocol and heal her right now, which the doctors on Earth aren't doing. Heal April. If they can hear the show and they can watch it on their monitor screens on the ship, heal April, you know, and we'll see what happens. We can't make promises, but if we all put that energy out there, good things could happen. And that's the thing. But it was very interesting. I was right in that room with the ABBA music, and I said I had to go on live, and I couldn't sit here. And I was told, "Get on live, Commander. Get on live." I keep getting told, so I got on my show, and we will do interviews tonight. Bambi Rose says UFO contacted you. No disrespect, respectful question. UFOs. I've had contact, Bambi, when I was a kid in the '60s with a large flying saucer type craft in the cul-de-sac of a suburban neighborhood at night, and they were men and women in light blue space outfits. That was my first contact in the 1960s, and I've seen numerous spaceships. I don't call them UFOs because I identify them as non-terrestrial spaceships. Um, and I've always had, I've only had one physical, at least that I remember, that one physical contact in the '60s. Everything else, I don't remember contacts unless it was like going out of body. But we are going to be having physical contact for the first time in my adult life in the next, I say, 12 months. Alicia says 1615057 is the quantum healing code for unhealed wounds. Put it in a ball of love, send it to April. Paranormal Ghostbusters says her mom and dad are doing some healing on her leg. That's what Paranormal Ghostbusters says, and he's in Australia. Paranormal, how do you know that? Let's see here. Paranormal. Caroline M. I mean, they have the med beds. Just put her in one. I would love to see that. Hey, Jane. Good to see you. Cosmic One. Commander, hi. Do you think they always come and get her after you leave her show? No, because I'm not always on when she's on. I'm not always in the room. I was in the room there, and I'm going to say this. I said to myself, the music's playing. There, she's really happy. She's doing her thing, and I didn't even think about to say this, and I'm realizing I was thinking. I went to her room because I felt she's on the air. She's doing her broadcast, and I think she's going to be taken on the ship again. And I just like had this feeling, and then I said, "Oh, I'm going to go on my show because she's doing her live." And I realized as I was thinking it when I was in the room with the ABBA music, I said, "Something is going to happen, but I'm not going to be there because I'm going to be on my live." And absolutely, right after I left, she got taken on the ship.
Yep.
As soon as I left, 2 seconds.
You should have stayed about 5 more minutes.
Yeah, it's 5 more minutes.
That's all you needed.
Bambi Rose says, "How was the going out of body contact?" I don't remember any of those, but my physical contact in the 60s, Bambi, was space people that were men and women. They were very beautiful people with light blue outfits on. And I was a kid, and they just told me I wasn't from Earth, and they told me that we are your cosmic family. That's all I can remember. I remembered that story. I've told it numerous times on my show here, on my radio show, and I always remembered them, remember exactly what they looked like on the spaceship, and never forgot them, I don't know. I know we all go out of body. I've been out of body, but I don't ever remember too much of anything when I go out of body. And let's see here. Yeah, Mike G. She went on the ship again tonight. Have I heard of Bonnie Bridge, Kelly? Who's Bonnie Bridge? I don't think I have. Let's see. Oh, good, K. Smith. You came home from your shop. I see. Kelly Grant, I'm 100% believer. It's good to meet you, Kelly Grant. Jim says, is the body a delivery system for our vibrations? Well, the vibrations that come from, let's say, like the northern lights and this big storm we're having, get absorbed into our bodies. Our bodies will absorb that that energy, and it'll actually activate our cellular structure. So all this stuff with the northern lights that are happening in 2/3 of the planet are going to affect people spiritually if you allow it to meditate, absorb all that energy, and it'll get into the molecular structure of your body. Let's see here. I had contact about 1.5 years ago. I was taken to a ship. Bambi Rose, I'm inviting you on. Bambi Rose, would you like to come on and be a guest? I can have you on my show. I'm going to do interviews. So here's how it works. If you have over 200 followers, you can be a guest on the show. Number 2 is no foul language. Number 3 is no paranormal discussion. Number 4 is no drugs. And number 5 is no smoking. Bambi Rose, welcome to Encounters.
Hello.
Welcome. Hello. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Florida.
Oh, great. It's nice to have you on our show. And the number one UFO spiritual talk show in the whole world, actually. So we're glad to have you with us. So 1.5 years ago, you were taken on a ship. That caught my attention. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Well, I never believed or disbelieved in other beings except for the ones that we know, on a day-to-day, living here on Earth. About 1.5 years ago, I was just sleeping, and I kind of felt like I was falling, but not those falling dreams where you're falling to your death kind of thing. It was, I felt like I was falling, and then I realized that I was not falling. I've had one out of body experience years and years and years, about 20 years ago. And after that, I had this out of body experience where I was in my body. I felt like I was coming out of my body, and the next thing I know, I'm in a ship. And this was like I didn't even know what to make of it
Mm-hmm.
because it was just so foreign to me. I mean, one of the first things that I noticed was the floor, and the floor was like a liquid material, but it was solid, where I could actually stand on the material, but it's nothing like it's almost like mercury,
Mm-hmm.
but not. But I knew that it was not mercury,
Mm.
and the beings that I encountered that I had never seen anything like this before. They were birds, like humongous, like like
Birds.
like massive birds. And there was just a line of people behind me, or beings behind me, that were also birds. And when I went to whoever was in charge, walking on that semi-solid floor kind of thing, and I looked at myself, I realized that I was also in a bird body.
So when you say bird, people are asking, were they like blue looking?
Were they what?
What color were they? Blue?
It was a blue that I have never seen before. It was like a mixture of blue and a deep pink, and but a lot of blues and purples and violets, and
Hmm.
it was beautiful. It was amazing. But yeah, it had a lot of different shades of blue.
So there are some people who know this sort. Blue avians is what they would be called. I've never seen the pictures of them. So these space beings that were looking like birds, did their bodies look human?
No. And that's where they were, no, not at all. They were actual ginormous birds.
Mm-hmm.
However, the bottom part, I would say from the waist down, it was more human-like, but still the
That's
feet
on
were not.
that's what I'm talking about. The human like that was the waist down.
Yeah, from the waist down, it was more human-like, but the feet were literally like bird feet.
Right. And did these beings, these blue avians, is what people are saying? They would be. Did they communicate telepathically with you, or
They
did they
did.
speak? They did,
They did.
and they spoke in your language.
It was in a language that I understood.
Hmm. And when you had the language of interaction with them, can you tell us what they were telling you, or what they did you get any information from them of why you were,
Absolutely. So when I was there, first of all, I was, like I said, it was totally unexpected. I'm not one to say, I'm going to meditate until this happens, because I want to be in contact with other beings aside from human beings.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it was totally unexpected. I was there, and I'm just looking at all these other beings behind me, and I asked, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing here?
Right.
And they told me that they have brought myself, and I understood everybody else, so they can remind us of what our purpose is on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
God,
no, I was going to say, so 1.5 years ago, when you had this experience and you were on this ship, you were taken when you were asleep. You were taken out of body onto. That's the way they would do it. It's
I was
another way.
falling asleep. I never got to fall asleep
You
because
never got to fall asleep.
I never got to fall asleep. So it was like in the midst of falling asleep is when I was taken.
Okay, so in the midst of so how do you know you weren't physically taken and you were dreaming?
What do you mean?
Like, were you physically like did you went out of body on the ship? Did you say? I'm trying to understand that part of it. I understand you went on the ship, but I'm getting like in my conscious reading of your energy is that as you were just starting to fall asleep, the feeling I get is you were physically on the ship, and then when you woke up, it was as if you were still in the bed, but you really weren't. You were taken on the ship
And
physically.
I've thought about that. This
Well,
has
actually,
changed. This has really
hmm,
changed the way I view the world in its totality,
mm-hmm,
right? And so before it was more black and white, humans, dogs, animals,
mm-hmm,
But this here is it was just so out there
Mm-hmm.
that my whole life changed.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my belief system, what do I
Yeah.
believe? What do I not believe? Was I there? I was going crazy, to
Mm-hmm.
the point where I just had to say, I just have to stop and just not think about it at all, put it in a
Mm-hmm.
corner. And if ever I encounter somebody, maybe, I can ask them to help me make sense of
Mm-hmm.
it.
Right. So I'm going to tell you something because I read people's energies. Papa Smurf knows this. And one of my things and abilities to do since coming to Earth, when I read people's stories here, I can read energies of people's stories. And you were actually, when you said the one thing that really caught my attention here, as you were going to sleep, you weren't in a sleeping state. As you were going to sleep, they actually physically took you on the ship. Your whole physical body was there. And then when you came back into the bed, they put you as you were before you left. You didn't even know you left. You thought so. You could have thought, well, I was taken out of body. You weren't taken out of body. Your physical being went on that ship. You actually had a physical contact.
And
That's what I'm getting.
and that's probably why and you know what, it makes a lot of sense because everything felt solid. I
Mm-hmm.
can't say it felt real. I can say it felt solid. Like when I
Yeah.
touched the ground, the floor, I felt it.
Yeah.
When my body, touched other bodies, I
Mm-hmm.
felt it. I felt everything. You
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah. You were physically taken on the ship.
okay.
I'm getting some like really strong information to share with you. They physically took you on the ship. You weren't dreaming.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So now what do I mean, what am I supposed to make of that? Because one of the things was, I had asked them, well, why am I here? I don't understand. And they were very specific to let me know because there wasn't no conversation.
Mm-hmm.
They were very specific to let me know that they brought me along with 100,000 of other souls onto the ship to remind us of why we were put on Earth in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
you
Well,
know
that there you go.
and
That's really the
and
good.
I at that moment I was like, but I don't understand, I don't know. And that was the whole point, because you guys have to remember why you
Mm-hmm.
were put here in the first place. And so it was communicated to me that I needed to, on Earth, find out on my own. They were not going to tell me, because that's going to be the journey for me to remember of whatever it
Yes.
is that I'm supposed to be doing here.
Yeah. That's exactly why. Their ship was very very big in order to have thousands of people on it.
It was
This
massive. It's nothing like I've
Yeah,
ever seen
I
before.
know that. It was definitely a what we call a mothership. The mothership was massive, and actually, even with 1,000 people from wherever around the planet, they took these people on the ship. Um, they come from all over the world. These people that were taken from different places, they're all being activated, getting that you specifically in your journey. You're going to get more downloads. Maybe you already have been since a year and a half ago. But matter of fact, you reconnected with them at all telepathically?
Mm-mm. No.
Let me ask you a question. Would you like to reconnect with them? You're
I
supposed
don't
to.
know. I don't, I know that there's a purpose for me being here as far as that's concerned. I'm scared.
Oh, don't be scared.
There's
Don't be
nothing to be
scared.
afraid of.
Yeah, don't be scared. You know how the word the fear that when we have a fear of something, it's because our mind is scared. It's not you that's scared. Your mind is part of you, but your mind is saying be scared. Your mind is saying I'm scared. Your spiritual beingness. For a second, let's talk about your spiritual being, not your mind. How do you feel spiritually about it?
I
You know what I
I
mean? You know
I
what I mean? Like, how do you feel within? Like, if you close your eyes, forgetting your mind for a moment, how do you feel on the inner level of yourself about what happened?
scared.
You feel scared. Okay. It's a natural feeling, but you have nothing to be scared about. When you went on the ship, did they do anything negative to you?
No, No, they just
Okay.
like I said, they wanted to remind me, along with all those other beings there, of why we were here.
Hmm.
However, they did warn me. They gave me a warning. That I can say. They
And what
gave
was
me a
their?
they gave me a warning, and I'm trying to. I never wrote it down. I'm trying to remember what the warning was, but they gave me a very. For lack of a better word, they gave me a
Hmm.
very strict warning that this needed to be done, and that this was going to be the last chance that they were going to give us to be able to get what it was that we needed to get done. I don't know what it is that needs to get done.
And then were they presenting that to the thousands of people they took on that spaceship in 1.5 years ago?
Yes.
Okay, so they were transmitting this information to every single human that was on that ship,
Yep.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
I don't know much about them. Honestly, I know they exist. I don't know. My connection is with more what I call the Ashtar Command. I work with the Ashtar Command. I came from Mars. I'm physically human, but my consciousness is off planet, and it's also human consciousness. But I can tell you there's nothing to be afraid of. What I am going to tell you, and this is up to you, it's your free will. I don't control anybody or anything. But I would suggest meditating. Do you do any meditation?
I used to until this.
Uh, you need to do it. You need to do it because of it. You need to do. God bless you. You need to do it because of this
Thank you.
experience. You actually need to do it. It's the complete reverse of what you need to do. Instead of not doing it, you need to do it because that's where you're going to make reconnections with them. These bird-like beings who were peaceful and gave you some information. You can
They
ask more.
didn't actually seem that peaceful. It seemed more like they were at the end of their rope.
You mean like they were upset?
Absolutely.
Were they upset of Earth people for not doing certain things?
They were upset at the beings that were there that were supposed to do something on Earth.
Okay. Did they say what they were supposed to do?
That's the part that he told me that I needed to come down and figure that out. And I say he just for lack of, terminology, but it was
Right.
neither male nor female.
Right. So I don't know much about the Blue Avians or where they come from in terms of their spirituality, but I would say that you probably, again, unless they're like abducting you and doing some physical things to you, I don't know much about them. I'm not getting anything negative, but the same
So
token,
as I remember, as I'm talking to you, right, I'm remembering what happened a year and a half ago. Part of the conversation was that as the beings that we were as, we have made a contract with another solar system or
mhm.
other beings from from another planet or whatever. We have made a contract and we were indebted to them. And we
Okay,
had to,
are they talking about the reptilians in Zeta?
I have no clue.
That's probably who they're talking about. We made a contract, our government, not we the people. Our government over 70 years ago made an agreement. General Eisenhower was a part of that. The agreement was made, they had a choice to make an agreement with the Ashtar Command, which represents all the planetary systems of light and peace, or the Zeta and the reptilians. So they made an agreement with the reptilians and Zeta that they were able to experiment and abduct humans in terms of giving us reverse engineered technology from their spaceships. That's what it was. As soon as you told me that, I already know what it is. So that what they're angry about is that we chose the wrong path. That we chose for 70 years to work with beings that were in our particular universe, or solar system, or galaxy, that were not here for the highest good of humanity. That's what they're upset about. So they're not negative. They're upset about the choices we made.
That's part of what kind of freaked me out because
Mm-hmm.
I understood that they were conveying to me how it was just beyond upset. It was, when you see somebody going, cuckoo over here because they're pissed
Right.
off or whatever, that's
Right.
nothing
Right.
compared to what I felt how these people were
Right.
or
Nicholas,
these beings were.
Nicholas, I mean, I'm asking someone in the audience says, if the government, not us doing it, why are they upset with us? They're not upset with us. They're upset with the people running the world who allowed this to happen and made the decision.
To
You know,
me,
we
they
had
were
Yeah.
to me they're upset with the beings that were sent down here to Earth to
right.
do things but haven't done it, and that's why we were given an ultimatum that we needed to either get our shit together
Yeah, we
or
got to be
consequences
careful of
were
the
going to
language.
happen.
Yeah, yeah, we have
I'm
to
sorry.
be careful. We have to be careful with the languaging because of TikTok. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's just
we need to get our sheets together
right,
or
right,
consequences were going to happen.
right. So that's one perspective, and that's one group of beings. And again, from their timeline, I can understand what it is. I would say I would meditate. Definitely, you need to meditate in Christ consciousness. Do you know what Christ conscious meditations are?
Mm-mm.
Okay, see, I'm glad you're here. So I do workshops. I teach people because I'm not from here. Everything I do is in cosmic Christ consciousness. Everything I do to protect myself on this planet. So what cosmic Christ consciousness is, where you say, "I am a Christed being of light," and you have to believe it in yourself. What that means is, Christed being means you're protected in the highest levels of spiritual light, that nothing can affect you. And when you allow yourself to be in that protection, and if you practice what I'm preaching, it will affect your energy field and shift it. The other thing is, if you contact these blue avian beings and you choose to do so, you do it under your being empowered, not them being in control of anything. That you're coming with your own physical Christ and beingness, and that you tell the blue avians, what is my purpose? What is it that you seek for me as a human being on Earth to do to help make the planet a better place? So you can ask them questions. And
Well,
again,
I did, and they
right,
said that was for me to. They were very stern about it. That's for you to figure out because we already gave you the information. You should have done it.
right. But sometimes, even when they give you the information, they're giving you the question for you to figure it out. It is true that humans have to figure things out. Like we can't just have it be given to us. Like our space family in the Ashtar Command, it's not something that we're just given. We have to figure out certain things, but yet there are things that will be in time given or activated to us to help us do what we call mission work. So
One of the other things that I realized being there was that they were referring to my soul. Now you're saying that I was up there,
ah,
that I was up there physically. They were
yeah, you were
referring.
physically there.
Right, I was physically there, but they were speaking from their soul level to my soul level, and I understood that I have been in this journey for well over 10, 15, 20 soul bodies.
Can you repeat that again?
What part did you get lost at?
I got lost at the soul body part. Go back to what you were just saying.
Okay, so being there, I realized that they were talking to my soul from their soul.
Oh, okay, I understand now. I
And
completely get it.
and I understood that I had been here on earth throughout different soul bodies.
Hmm. You've had many lifetimes, is what that basically means.
Right. So and each lifetime I was supposed to do what they wanted us to do, which the whole group of us didn't do.
Mm. So obviously, that group of 1,000, and you're included in that group they took on their ship. That specific group. It doesn't mean that other groups of light workers or people are in that same experience.
Right.
Our experiences that we're doing soon with the Ashtar Command, my space family, are going to be completely different than what they're telling you, and that's fine. I mean, everything's going to be different per the situation. So the 1,000 people a year and a half ago that went on this spaceship with the blue avians, these bird-like beings, I think that, yeah, I mean, they're right in the sense that you have to figure it out. Have you, since a year and a half, figured out what your mission is? Do you know what your mission is at all?
No, one of the things that I was going to say though that you suggested that I meditate in Christ consciousness.
Yes,
I'm Jewish, so
I'm Jewish too.
that concept is kind of alien to me.
Well, let me explain something because I'm Jewish too. So
Okay.
this way you're going to be able to understand this. It has nothing to do with religion. When we talk
Okay.
about, I'm here to bust the matrix. I don't care if you go to temples or churches or mosques, or you're a Christian, or whatever you are. I came to Earth to bust all the religions up, including my own, the religion of being Jewish, which is not really a religion, it's whatever. The thing is, when you get out of the Earth belief system, the 3D, because that's all a 3D thing about, the people that go to church and they see Christ, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about cosmic Christed light. Christ is a level of understanding beyond Earth. So Jesus, he was a Christ of being a light. Jesus came from off planet. Jesus wasn't born in a church. He came from the stars. He was a space person. But on Earth, the religions have him as being this religious person that was a carpenter. He was born in Major, and then when he came up preaching about love and everything, people condemned him. So he was sent from outer space to Earth to be born here. So he's like a star seed. You know what a star seed is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's a star seed. He was one of the earlier star seeds over 2,000 years ago, and he actually never was forgotten, but Earth-based religions have messed it up. They have him on a cross. They have him pinned with nails in his, in a wood. That's not the Jesus. That's not. No, that's not the real Jesus. The Jesus that I know is from the stars. And you see, people that are religious might get offended, but I don't care. I'm an equal employer offender of Earth-based 3D people. I'm here to bust their belief systems. And even our Jewish religion system, I'm going to bust that too, because I'm beyond religion. I don't come, to me, religion is the worst thing we can have on the planet, because people are so addicted to their religions, they have to get out of it. And so when you go on a spaceship, which is something that they don't tell you in your religions, you're going to have an experience as a Jewish person going on a spaceship. You'll never hear that.
Nope.
Because it contradicts the whole belief system of being, if I can take anything away from people, I want people to forget they're Jewish, they're Christian, they're Catholic, they're Muslim, whatever. Forget those are the things you were told you are when you became born here on Earth, that you were, in wherever part of the world you're in. If I meet you for the first time, say, what's your religion? Oh, they'll say, well, I'm a Muslim. Really? What about being a human being? Are you a human being? No, I'm Muslim. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Christian. Are you a human being? No, I'm a Christian. Are you Jewish? No, I'm not. Are you a human being? No, I'm Jewish. I go to temple every Sunday or Saturday. Really? So you're not a human being. You go religiously to your temple, and that's what you are, right? What I'm trying to say is, people need to throw all the religions on this planet off the charts. It's the main thing that's messed up this Earth is religion, and people in control and power in governments on Earth. They have messed up the planet. And until people stop being subservient to their religions, they'll never be free. It's your religions that chain you. And when you cut the chain to your religion, you'll be free. So when you go on a ship a year and a half ago with these blue avian bird type people, it would fly. If you were to tell somebody in a temple and stood up there with 100 people that are Jewish and say, I went on a spaceship, what do you think would happen?
I mean, I'm sure they're not going to believe me. Mental health problems.
No, that's because they're religious, and they're so stuck in their religions, they don't know any better. And that goes for every religion, not just being Jewish. It goes for every religion, Middle Eastern, Western civilization. It makes no difference to me. I don't care what religion you are.
I understand what you're saying. At the same time, I guess,
you know what I mean?
From my point of view, I can kind of marry one with the other, because in Judaism we do believe in reincarnation.
Right.
So
But getting back to the Christed thing, if you do what I'm saying about saying you're a Christed being of light, it has nothing to do with saying now I'm a Christian or I'm going to be a Catholic. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. It has to be, it's a cosmic definition. So when I say do some cosmic Christed meditations, it elevates the light frequency within your body. If you do that, I guarantee if you practice that and use ambient space music in your meditate and focus on that, you're going to see activations, and you're going to feel so much different than you do now. It's going to activate your whole cellular structure. I guarantee it.
Okay.
And I'm coming from, again, I was born Jewish. I dropped out of Hebrew school. I was told that if when you were 13 in human years, that you become a man if you're 13. That's what we were told. That was the prescribed belief system growing up as a kid. I threw that out the window. I said, okay. I felt bad for it. I said, well, I didn't get my bar mitzvah or whatever it was. And I said, oh, I didn't do that, because you can get a lot of gifts and everything. I thought that was the deal, right? But when I woke up to my cosmic reality, none of that matters anymore. It makes no matter. The material things don't matter like that. Having a bar mitzvah or not having, who cares? It has nothing to do with the reality of what we're doing here now. So I've come a long way from that period of time. But that's part of my human experience. But I look at myself beyond being a Jewish person or a Catholic person or a Buddhist or whatever. I am a cosmic being of light. I came from Mars. I remember everything about the planet I came from. I can tell people there are 10 to 15 million people that live on Mars because I remember. I am fully activated and still being activated. So for me, I love hearing your story because it gives me things to tell you. The more I hear what you're saying, the more information I have for you. And they're telling me she needs to meditate and focus on her cosmic levels of light. And if you do that, you're going to remember a lot of things. You're going to be activated and you're going to do the light work that you need to do. It's going to really make a difference.
For me, I understand what you're saying, and I get it. It's just the fear is, and I'll explain, and I'll tell you exactly why the fear is. The fear is because I knew when I was up there that I was part of this subservient slave group of beings, and I didn't like the feeling because while I was there, I was challenging the main being there that I didn't want to do what they were asking me to do because I didn't feel it was correct.
Right.
That's when that being reminded me that we had a contract. Our group of people had a contract and we needed to fulfill the contract whether we liked it or not.
You see, I don't know about that. I mean, because I didn't experience that. Probably I never will. I'm not connected on their same frequency they are. But that's why if you have to do anything and you can disconnect from that connection, I would say ask the Ashtar Command for assistance. I work with the Ashtar Command. So on this level, I would say do the Christed meditations and ask the Ashtar Command to assist you. That's the level of light I work with, which is the highest levels of light.
I've never heard of the Ashtar Command.
Ashtar, it's called Ashtar, Ashtar, Ashtar Command. So I am an Ashtar commander. I'll speak for the Ashtar Command. I came from off planet. I am a human being. I work in cosmic consciousness. I work in Christ consciousness. I also can work in human consciousness. You can break that contract right now. Okay. If you feel uncomfortable with it, then break it. I'm not telling you to reconnect with them. If you feel that there's something not right there, just break the contract. Ask the Ashtar Command, the Christ, the beings of light in meditation to assist you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do one better. I've done this before. People have known I can do this. I actually can do this. So here's what I'm going to do for you. How would you like to have a spaceship over your location tonight? From the Ashtar Command. Not from them, from the Ashtar Command. I have no connection to that group.
What would be the end goal for something like that?
The end goal of that is they're going to work with you. So, for example, the Ashtar Command are men and women of light, just like us, very spiritual, very loving people from all over the universe, the multiverse. I work in the highest levels of light. There are certain things I was born with when I was a baby that became activated as an adult. So I'm very activated. I don't go anywhere for guidance. I don't go to websites. I don't do anything. Everything I have is within me. Everything I've been given has been in my cellular structure activated. So what I want to do is, with your permission, send a spaceship over your location. And I want to send 7 of the Ashtar Command people. It's going to be 3 men and 3 women. They're going to be somewhat cloaked, and they'll be there for, they say, about a week. What their purpose is to help you get over fear and to help you connect with the Ashtar Command, which are very high levels of light beings. They're space people. The people there, they're very loving. You will eventually feel their energy tonight. As a matter of fact, if you close your eyes right now, give me a second here. First of all, do I have your permission to send a spaceship over your location of the Ashtar Command? That's the first thing.
I honestly don't know what to even say. It's the first time I've ever heard about anything like this.
Yes,
And
it's all good. The reason why I asked your permission, I won't do it if you don't want me to. These are men and women. They're not bird-like or anything. There are people of light from other planetary worlds that have assisted many civilizations through eons of time. And in this case, because of your story, I'm being guided that I should help you.
okay, let's do it.
Okay. So I'm right now sending one ship over your location. It'll be a medium-sized ship. It's still large. It'll be about 20,000 feet above your location at this point. Give me a moment. There'll be 7 individual beings from the spaceship in a nanosecond that will be actually physically in your home. You'll feel nothing. There'll be no fear. In a moment, you're going to feel an energy shift a little bit. They will make themselves known energetically. Close your eyes for a minute, please.
Done.
I want you to clear all your thoughts out, all the things you were thinking of. I want you to clear every single thought out from your consciousness.
Okay.
And I want you to just be yourself. I want you to take 3 deep breaths. I want you to breathe in and slowly through your nostrils breathe out. I want you to do that 3 times. And as you do so, I want you to relax. As you're taking those breaths, if you need to take 1 or 2 more, relax your whole mind and body right now. I want you to just totally go into relax mode.
Okay.
Okay? I want you to tell me how you're feeling at the moment.
A little lightheaded.
Yes, a little lightheaded. Okay, I want 1 or 2 of the commanders to come near you. They're very much on a high frequency of love. I want, if I have your permission, I want one of them, if they can, tap your forehead, touch your forehead. Do I have your permission?
Yes.
I'll have the woman tap your forehead. Please tap her forehead, and you're going to feel something in a moment. Close your eyes. Okay. Did you feel anything?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I want to do one other thing. I think we're going to test one other thing here. I want one of the Ashtar commanders to just touch your right shoulder. Touch her right shoulder so she can feel the energy, light energy. Touch her right shoulder. Close your eyes. Clear your consciousness. Don't think about it. We'll give it a minute or 2. Let her know that you're physically there with her to help her. And you might be also feeling a different energy flow or something. It could be a number of different ways you'll feel it. So however you do feel it, let me know if you're feeling any kind of thing or energy flow or anything happening right now.
Well, I feel like my whole body is vibrating.
Yes, that's exactly right. So what they're doing is they're working on the vibrational levels of your physical body. So they are there. You weren't feeling that before I did this, correct?
No.
No, that's because they're in your room. The space people are there. They're working in a different way than I thought they'd work. They are actually energetically upping the amperage of light in your physical body right now. So you are feeling that. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, they're going to work with you for about a week. They'll be also clearing energy from anything that was not of the highest light. Your whole house is going to vibrate at a much higher level in the next couple of days. It will sustain itself. It will sustain itself, and it will not go down. The energy will stay at a very high level.
Okay, now you asked me to close my eyes.
Yes.
The one thing I see with my eyes closed
Mm-hmm.
is like beings floating over the roof of the house.
Yes. Yes. That's correct. The Ashtar Command people can actually elevate because they came off the ships in the house the way they did. They also are also doing some work around the house in term energetically. They're doing some work right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they're clearing all the energy around your physical environment.
Yeah, they can open a rift and come right into your house, right through the wall.
Well, I see part of the part of the body's inside and the other part floating on top.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, like with the
they're
up in the air and the head down inside, like peeking through the
yeah,
roof.
yes.
Yes.
They're breaking through a rift. They are going to be with you for a week. They're going to be with you for a week, and these are both men and women from the ship. And the ship is about, like I said, cloaked way above in the atmosphere. But they're going to be with you. They're going to help you, and they're also going to help you make sure that your energies are not having to be connected with that other group of beings from a year and a half ago. They're working to make sure there's a disconnection, and no one should have to be forced to a contract. So you don't have any contract anymore. You're now free of it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That's what I do here. See, for people that are watching my show who have never watched me before, my name is CmdrAleon. I work with the Ashtar Command. I do a talk show on radio for 21 years. My background is very extensive. I do a show on NPR Pacifica Radio called the Cosmic Eye Ashtar Command Radio Show. I do workshops where I take people off planet to the Golden Ship of Light, where they physically go on board a ship, where they meet their cosmic family from many different planetary worlds that are human. And I do a lot of different things, but I don't read any websites. I don't channel anything. I don't have pendulums. I don't have any cards or neon lights behind me. Everything you're hearing me do with her is absolutely correct and real. I've done this with other people, and they can validate my helping them out. And I will do this every once in a while on the show. Someone will come on like this, and I feel there's a need after hearing the story that I need to help them. So
Well, thank
I'm
you.
glad, I'm Bambi. I'm glad you came on here, and
Yes.
I want to see you do the meditations. The space people are going to be with you for a week, and at the end of the week, you're going to be way different than you are now. You're going to be a whole different person in a much better way. Not that you're not a good person now, you are, but you're going to be on a cosmic level, on a spiritual level. You're going to be so much different than you are right now. I just know it.
Okay. I just as you're speaking, I'm just remembering that ship and what I saw
Mm-hmm.
and all
Yes.
the doors and all of the hallways and
Yes. Yes.
just wow.
Yes. Yes, you would. You are going to remember because you, when you're talking to me, your memory's being activated by our conversation. And as you remember those things, you have the choice to not have a contract with those specific beings. No one can force you to have a contract with any being,
Okay, so
good,
if
bad, or indifferent.
so what about in the event that I actually do realize what my purpose is or the group of people the group of beings what our purpose is and I want to help, is this
Mhm.
contract already over or not?
The contract is over now because you just made a direct, very firm voice of saying, I do not want to have a contract with those avians anymore. Or
Okay.
whoever those bird people were, you're not going to have contact with them anymore.
Okay.
You know,
So I won't have contact with any of those beings.
not if you don't want to. It's up to you. You control your own destiny. No space being of any sort can control you unless you allow them to. Nobody controls anybody.
Even if we would belong to part to that race.
Well, first of all, if you do belong to that race, then you have the ability to confront that specific race and say, I don't agree with this particular so called contract, if
Well,
you are connected.
that's what I did.
Right. But do you feel you're connected to that particular group or do you don't feel that way?
Yes, that was the whole thing, that I was there, and I challenged whoever it was, that was it.
Yeah,
The head honcho. I
right.
challenged the head honcho, like, why am I here? I don't want to be here. And then it came to the point where I don't even want to go back to Earth. And they
Huh.
were they were explaining to me that I had a contract, a group of people, right? We had a contract and we needed to go back and fulfill our contract.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also moderator of my program. I quietly have taken out trolls or people that are causing problems, and the commander does that on the show. So I took quietly another person out of the show just now. But the thing is, you
I
don't want to
saw
be.
I saw myself. I saw the freaking feathers.
Mhm. Right, but again, you in that timeline, if you've had many lifetimes, and you saw that yourself in that specific ET lifetime of being in feathers, there could be another lifetime of you not being in feathers. There's no one specific lifetime of being in one timeline. So yeah, that probably in that physical experience, and it was physical, it is true, but you have the ability to break the contract.
Okay,
You're not.
that's
That's what I want you to know. You can break the contract. You're not
okay.
obligated to anyone. That's where I come here to liberate the planet, is to let people know I'm here to bust the matrix. Even the avian birds, they have no right to, you know, contract with anything. If you don't feel comfortable with that contract, you break it. It doesn't matter who it is.
So
And
if you're not
the people
obligated,
that's here will protect you.
so if I'm not obligated to anything or anyone,
Right.
how does that tie in with the belief that I am, in a sense, I have my own free will, but I am obligated to my mitzvahs.
Well, that's the misfits. You're talking about now the Jewish thing, right?
Right. I'm obligated
Now,
to my Hashem, to my Adonai. And like, how do
and
you
now explain that to people that are not Jewish. What that means.
um how do I, if I'm not obligated to anybody or anything, how am I not obligated to our creator, to our God that created us?
Okay,
And,
but yeah, we're all obligated to our God, but there's only one God that created everybody, whether you're Jewish or whatever you think you are. The
right.
thing is, throw religion out the window. God created human beings not to be religious. God created life. Life has nothing to do with a religion, being Jewish or Catholic or Buddhist. It has to do with creation of life. Throughout the multiverse, throughout every universe, galaxy, and solar system, God didn't create religion. He created life. The birds, the bees, the marine life, the animals, all the beautiful things that exist on all the planets in the universe were created not with religion, but with love. You see, we got all messed up here. That's why I'm telling you, you have to throw that stuff out of the window too. When you throw that out of the window,
Yeah.
not the creator is for everybody. It's not for one specific group of people. You see what I
What
mean?
Jesus told April when she was on the ship, 2 different times, she met Jesus himself, and he said the highest vibration is love. That's
Right,
the main thing. That's the highest vibration you can have is love. And that's
right,
what these people are, is love. And as long
right.
as these people are here and they're protecting you for that week, you're probably going to start feeling a lot of love from something you can't see, because whenever they come through on April's show, when I'm watching, I can instantly feel it through the phone. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I feel so much love I start to cry. It's happy
yeah,
tears. That's
yeah.
how
It's
much
happy
love they
tears.
put out.
And she cries too. See, we have a friend called
Yes.
April. Bambi, you'll get to know her. She's really a beautiful being. She's a friend of mine from Vermont, and my spiritual family, my space family, is on the ship right now. Their name is Luna and Robar, and I have two sisters and a brother on a ship. So my physical body here is the body I came in physically in this form. My space body is in stasis. You know what stasis is?
Mm-mm.
Stasis is when your body is being protected. It's like if you had a frozen body. Let's say you froze a body, hypothetically. The body's alive, but it's frozen for 1,000 years. Then you come back into the body and they deep freeze the body, and then you come back. Oh, hi. For 1,000 years, I feel great. So that's what stasis is. So that's a hypothetical of it. The defining stasis is that the body, we all have bodies on ships. You
So
probably have a body on
would
a ship that's in stasis.
that be similar to my realization when I was on that ship, that I was reminded that I came here through who I know as my mother, but there's no real connection between she and I. She was just a vessel for me to come here.
Right. She
Yeah,
was a
she was
vessel for
your
you to
Earth
come
mom.
here. Right. Or your Earth mom. But, forgetting the bird people, you do have a space family and you do come from the stars. And what you're going to find out this week with the Ashtar Command's help, when they help you, you're going to get a whole different understanding of cosmic reality. And when you are done at the end of the week, they will communicate with you. They're going to do some mental communications with you. The seven beings that are from the ship, they will use telepathy with you conscious to conscious this week. They might be talking to you tonight. Well, they probably will. You'll get to see them a little bit. They might give you a little physical sense of their beingness. When you do see them, they look very human. You'll feel the vibration of them as being very loving, and they are very loving. The men and women they come there only to help you in complete love, with so much love in their hearts. And by the end of the week, your whole consciousness is going to be shifted. Hey, Kit Kat, your whole consciousness will be shifted. I guarantee it.
Okay.
And what you want to do is let go of your mind. Whatever your mind tells you to do, don't listen to it. Listen to your heart. When I say your heart, what do I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart, and that's where the answers will lie, not in your brain. It'll be in the center of your being. I guarantee you.
Okay.
I've been really happy to have you on here. I'm glad you came on here.
Yeah, I'm glad that I scrolled by.
And it's scrolled by. I'm going to tell you right now,
You were
you're going to
meant to
be
be here
you're
tonight.
meant to be here, and you'll be addicted to encounters. I guarantee it.
Hmm.
You will.
I don't.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, it does.
You touched on one thing there. My son passed away a year ago on the 1st of May.
Oh, I'm sorry
And
to hear that.
thank you. And right before he passed away, about a month or so before, he wrote me. He didn't live at home. He wrote me and he had told me one of the things that he struggled with was him having to come back and do it over and over and over again and never getting it right. And he had written to me about a month or month and a half before he passed away. And he had told me, Mom, I finally got it. I finally understand why I'm here. And he had let me know that he knew that the reason that he was here was to learn what unconditional love was.
See?
And he told me, I finally got it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And a month after that, he passed away. So
Wow.
I know for me, as hard as it was to
Mm-hmm.
know that I'm not going to be able to actually talk to him in
Yeah.
person, I
Yeah.
speak to him all the time.
Yeah. I believe
And
you.
and the one of the things that he was a master of was astral projection.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
so
he was able to go out of body, is basically what
he
you're saying.
went out of body so many times and tried not to come back so many times it isn't even funny.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
when this finally happened, he came back several, he still comes back all the time, but he came
Mm-hmm.
back several times letting me know of certain things that were going to happen. Off topic, what I wanted to say was the unconditional love that you were speaking of. I understand it very well. That's He spoke to me about that many, 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 many times.
Mm-hmm. See?
Exactly.
That's the most beautiful thing I've heard. So I'm so happy you came on and shared that too. It's you are a beautiful soul. The command loves you. The people that I sent there on the spaceship are going to help you, and everything I do here is real. You know.
Okay. Alrighty then. It's
Okay, Bambi.
I live in the country. I live in
Ah, good.
2.5 acres of land. A lot
Oh,
of it
good.
is wooded.
Hmm.
So, and my son was always telling me, "Mom, there's somebody there. Mom, I can see this. Mom,
Yeah.
and now I'm purposely knowing that they're gonna be here. It's
Yeah.
it's wild.
It is kind of wild, and our space people are there with you right now, which is even more wild. The fact that you found this show, there's synchronicity. There's no, uh, there's no coincidence that you found this show. Your spirit guided you here.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
happened.
And if you keep coming and watching, you'll learn a lot.
Well, I already followed you, Commander.
And I'm following you, I believe, too. Let me
I
just make sure.
know.
Yeah, I'm following you. Yep. Very good. All right, Bambi. I want to thank you. You were my first guest. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for being here. What happened to her?
Here.
Oh, you're good. Okay. So you're gonna have an interesting night with the space people. You're gonna feel their energy. They might even come out of their into their physical bodies at something within the week. This next week, at one point, they will show themselves a little bit more, so you can see them, and you'll feel a very strong vibration of love from them as well.
You know what? It would
If
actually
you,
be amazing if they can actually
Well,
like come in like in human form, sit on my door, say, knock on my door, sit on my couch, and tell me, look, this is what we need to do.
yeah. Well, you asked for it, so I'm going to leave that up to them and you. Okay.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they like music, so if you want them to come out of their cloak and
Yeah. Play
see
some
them,
music.
play some nice music, like ABBA
Like
or
play
something.
like ABBA, the Police, something like that. Yeah, they
Well,
like music.
They love music.
I play a lot of instrumental
Or
Mediterranean
Sting. I mean,
music, a lot of Mediterranean instrumental music from the
yeah,
15th century, and a lot of
yeah,
flamenco.
yeah.
Uh huh.
They like that, but throw a little bit of Sting in there, like the Police Sting, or what's it called? Coldplay. Put some Coldplay on. They love that.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Bambi, thank you for being with us.
You're gonna have a change of scenario with me.
Change the scenario. Okay, there you go. They'll be fine with it. Hey, thank you for thank you for being here. Really.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be here and to share my experience.
Your
Well,
experience
thank
has
you for
been real.
sharing.
Yeah, really. You know, I'm so glad I had you on here. I can't wait to hear what happens when you feel comfortable down the road. What happened with the command being in your house? And yeah, thanks for being here.
Okay, y'all have a good night.
You too, Bambi. And
Okay,
we're
good
going
night.
to continue our interviews with people. We're at 35.4. We need to get up to 100,000 likes. We have 248 people. Do the math. Now, how you become a person that likes the show, you have to tap on my profile, my picture. If everyone taps on my picture, you'll increase the amount of people liking the show. So when you see the heart happens, that means you're doing it. So if you've never done it before, you tap on my profile. You can now I can tap quicker than anybody. I'm just going to be an example. I'm tapping right now like so quickly, I can get it up to 20 taps in like 10 seconds. Can you do that? Can you do 20 taps in 10 seconds? I don't know, but it's at yeah. But I can probably outbeat everybody's taps. I'm not going to try to do that. We can have a tapping contest on encounters, but we want to get to 100,000 likes by 1 o'clock in the morning, and I think we can do it. And I am looking. I love to interview some more people. If you want to be a guest like she was on the show, you have to have over 200 followers to be on audio. Number two is the protocol is number one, no foul language. Number two, no drinking of any sort, no drugs or any sort, no smoking, and let's see, no paranormal discussion. And we really, we love to hear your stories. Okay.
You
So
know,
yeah,
when I first came on your show, I only had a little over 200 likes, remember? It was like
yeah.
260 or 280. You know what I'm
Mhm.
up to now? I'm over
Oh no.
1,000 likes
There you go. See,
and over 2,000 followers.
there you go, Papa. You're getting there, man. And so yeah, we like to have people. If you want to be a guest on the show, this is Encounters. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. I'm a fully activated person. I'm a talk show host for 21 years on radio. I do in-house workshops called The Journey Off Planet, where I take people to the golden ship of light. I've not written any books. I'm a former writer for Sedona Journal of Emergence. Many years ago, I used to write for Sedona Journal. If you ever heard of it, I used to have my own column on there. So I'm very well activated. I have a lot of knowledge on the whole subject area of contactees and everything else, and I'm also able to send spaceships over to people's houses, depending on the story. It's not something I do because I want to do it. If I am moved by somebody's situation and I feel it's necessary, I will send a spaceship, which I have the ability to do over somebody's location. So that's something nobody else can do, but I can definitely do that. Not because they can't do it. Again, there's a lot of reasons why I can do what I can do, but understand something, I just do it. If you have over
You have one
800
person
followers,
there's one person
thank you.
asking who are the Octarians?
So the Arcturians, they are tall beings. The Arcturians that I know of, they don't. I don't think they have hair, so to speak, like humans do, but they look human. They are very. They radiate a lot of energy of love and light. The Arcturians have been here for a long, long time, coming to Earth in different centuries and different timelines. But the Arcturians are also part of the Ashtar Command and work in that grouping of Christ consciousness. Let me see here who we have. Goo Rocket. Goo Rocket, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, Goo Rocket? Tell me in a sense on here what you want to talk about on the show here on Encounters, the number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media. So that's one of the things. If you want to be a guest, I need to know what your topic is related to our subject on Encounters, and we'll have you on here. Be happy to interview you. The Goo person. If you're still in the live broadcast, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Hey, Warrior Squirrel, greetings from West Virginia. Greetings, Warrior. And here's a question that'll help. How many people have either been physically taken on a spaceship? That's my first question. That's a really good question. Operation Time Rich. You want to know like about black-haired ETs. You'll have to tell me more than just there being black-haired ETs. I have some questions for you about something I have discovered. My name is Lincoln. Okay, is it related to the ET area, Goo Rocket? The thing you discovered is related to contact ETs, pyramids. Can you tell us what it's related to? And I'll bring you on here. I want to meet them, learn from them, experience travel. But maybe I should shut yes, quantum entanglement. When you say quantum entanglement, can you explain what that is and from your experience? I'm just trying to figure out, before I bring up live, quantum entanglement. I think they were working on my body one time, but I was in a trance. Rice Aroni. Are you saying, Rice Aroni, you were taken physically? Were you abducted, Rice Aroni? I'm multitasking here at the moment, trying to understand what. Hopefully, Love Butterfly. I saw a ship tonight, and I'm asking for contact on a regular basis, but only seeing ships, no contact. Okay, let's see here. So you've been seeing the ships, no contact. You'll eventually have it. It's a matter of time. Hey, welcome, I'm the Cool Mom. Welcome, Creative Goddess. Bobby77, welcome to the show, Bobby. Everybody, Monica. You're watching Encounters. Drew Grit, welcome. Jen Crocker. Brian Branch, I think it is. Welcome, Brian. This is an actual show, people. So if you're not used to this, we do an actual show on TikTok. We don't have people bumping heads, arguing, yelling, screaming, or to get a lot of viewers. We do this thing. We're a talk show. And let's see here. I'm just trying to see, has anyone out there, has any of you had physical contact with extraterrestrial intelligence? I want to see who has. I know there are people out of 224. I bet some people have. I have patents in detection of something you emit. When you say you have patents in detection of something you emit, can you explain what that is, Goo? Chosen Enigma, welcome to the show. Okay, so B Rad, you didn't have contact. Can you explain what you saw? And I'm just trying to get some things before I bring people up here. What's going on? CEO, welcome to the show. Paige, welcome to Encounters. Clint Marshalls, welcome. Terry C, welcome to Encounters. Jackie Heyer, welcome. Twizzle 1021. I can measure your soul, sir. Oh. Chosen Enigma says, I've had contact and have been on a ship. They've been around since I was little. All right. Chosen Enigma. Everybody follow Chosen Enigma. Chosen Enigma needs only about 11 or 12 more people. Chosen Enigma says she's had contact since she was a kid. She's at 182. Let me bring her. I'm gonna pin her up here. Can I pin her? Let's see if I can pin her. I don't know why I can't pin her up. But everybody follow Chosen Enigma. She said, I have had contact and have been on a ship. They've been around since I was little. So let's get her up here. Chosen Enigma. You will be our first guest. Let me see here. Oops. And let me see where she is now. Let me take a look. Chosen Enigma has 191 followers on Encounters. We need to get her up to 10 more. She'll be over 200. 10 more people out of 244 follow her. Chosen Enigma. They're watching Encounters. This is the late night spiritual #1 UFO talk show on social media. I'm your host, CmdrAleon from Mars, also with the Ashtar Galactic Command, and here with you live here regularly at 11 o'clock. And usually the show goes for about 2 hours, somewhere in that area. And my friend Cliff is here with us in down south, and he's also a friend of ours on the show too. So Chosen Enigma has now. I'm going to bring you on, Chosen Enigma. Just accept my guest request. She just did it. Thank you, everybody. Chosen Enigma, press the accept button. There you go.
Hello.
We're excited. Hey, Chosen Enigma, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Welcome to TikTok. Welcome to the best show on earth, Enigma. Not Enigma, Encounters. You got me saying Enigma. I love the music from Enigma, but you're Chosen Enigma, so welcome.
Thank you.
And what's your first name?
Jessica.
Jessica, nice to meet you. Say hello to my friend Cliff.
Hello, Cliff.
Hello.
So tell us, your story intrigues me. You actually have had contact since you were a kid, correct?
Yeah, I have had crazy, crazy, crazy things happen. I actually get apprehensive talking about it because, most people in the world think we're crazy when we bring it up, right?
Not anymore. 30 years later, they don't. We're in the majority.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, it started when I was little. I would wake up and kind of see things out of the corner of my eye, not really knowing what was going on. And then they would start, I actually would be able to communicate, but it's not a communicate where you're actually physically talking. It's like your thoughts are replaced. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you think something and that thought is immediately replaced with an answer. That started happening, and my mom put me in therapy when I was little because she thought that something was wrong with me.
Yeah. You see, and well, that's what the people do. They don't understand the cosmic levels of what's going on, so they think, "Oh, I'll put you in therapy. That'll solve the whole thing." They don't realize they're not connected to the levels, and because they haven't had any contact for whatever reason, maybe they're not supposed to. You're the one, maybe because you're the star seed, and you just you were birthed by your mom, biological Earth mom, but you are the star seed. You are the one. And do you know what the star seed is?
Yeah, no, I've done research in it. I don't know.
Okay, you have.
I've never been told by them that I am. And as I've gotten older, it has been less frequent. However, I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you this, over the last, I'd say 18 months, it's been picking up again. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's more because like my vibration is rising. I'm new to this show, so if I'm off like crazy, you can tell me.
You're no, you're not off. On this show, I'm a contactee. I had contact with space people in the 60s that
Okay.
were on a spaceship. I went upstairs from my mother and father's kitchen. My brother was downstairs, and I felt this urge to go upstairs into my brother's room. I opened the wooden blinds, and there's this flying saucer with men and women in light blue spacesuits and children, and they're human, very human, and they're very loving, beautiful. And that was my first contact when I was a kid.
Okay.
So I can relate to people that say they've had contact. You're not crazy. 30 years later, I'm like very popular on radio, and I went on TikTok here since late 2022, 23. I was talking to people told me to get on here, and this is what I do. I do a show called Encounters, and it's a spiritual UFO talk show.
And that is how it feels when you're with them. It's spiritual.
Yeah.
So over the last 18 months, like my vibration, I've been really getting into spirituality, astral projection, stuff like that. I do have to do guided astral projections to be able to do it. It's not something that comes naturally to me. I have to be
Mm-hmm.
kind of spoken into it. But that is how I ended up on their ship. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your experience is or what anybody's experience is on this
Right.
show. And I
Right. That's all
know
right.
that it might sound crazy. Oh my God, it sounds crazy to say it out loud. But I was doing a guided astral projection.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt all of this energy come racing through my body. I was in my bed, but it felt like I was levitating. You know how when you're lucid, like you're awake,
Yeah.
but you're not awake, you're lucid? Felt
Yeah.
like I was levitating, like kind of waiting for them to come into the room and say, we're going. But there was no come into the room and say, we're going. The next thing I knew, I was on the ship. We're
Hmm.
walking, I mean, this gigantic, beautiful ship with these windows that you can see out into the galaxy. I mean, I still see it vividly today, and it was at least a year and a half ago.
A year and
I
a
was
half ago.
given, yeah, I was
Oh
given
my
a
God.
room. I had a room to stay in. It felt like I was there forever, but I woke up in my bed the next day. There was actually, this is the crazy part. There was actually a conflict going on, and it was like it was me and this other group of humans, right? And we're on the
Really?
ship, and we all know we're there to help during this conflict just innately,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like this amazing, it wasn't war, it was like these talks of like we have to get
Mm-hmm.
this settled,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a part of this, and we have to settle this, and this is why
Mm-hmm.
you're here.
This is really becoming interesting. When you just said that, I'm telling you, I'm like feeling it. I can completely feel what you're going through from a year and a half ago. The beings that you were on the ship with, were they human?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they were taller
Oh
than
my
me, but
God.
they looked human.
They were human. You have to, I'm going to hook you up. When our friend April just came back from being off planet, uh, you have to get to meet April too. She's one of my friends. We work with the Ashtar Command. The beings you were on the spaceship with, this is amazing. They are definitely going to be taller.
Yeah.
Did they say who they represented?
No, it was
They
this
didn't.
just knowing that I was supposed to be there, if that
Yes.
makes sense. Like you are here to help us like
Yes.
make this conflict go away. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the conflict was, but and it
Mm-hmm.
was us and it was me and all of these other actual humans from Earth. Like there was
Yes.
20 of us or
20
so
of you. Yes.
taken up onto this ship, and we were here to be a part of this kind of, I want to say federation for lack of a better word, because I don't know much about it.
Let me just say something.
Yeah.
The group of beings you were with, the men and women, they are with the Ashtar Command. They are Ashtar Command.
Can
You
you
went on an
explain
Ashtar
what
Command
that
ship.
is? Because
Yes.
I don't know. I'm so embarrassed to say
I
I don't know a
oh I'm
lot.
so I know all this stuff. I'm not from Earth. I came here in human form as a starseed. I'm from Mars. Well, at least that's one of the planets. I work from the Ashtar Command levels. They are Ashtar Command. They're cosmic Christed beings. They're Christed beings of light. Everything they do is to help planetary systems. They work in the highest levels of love. They work in a love frequency. They are tall, as you were stating. They are tall. And as soon as you said the story, I like, what the heck? And I'm saying that in a very positive way because you were taken on an Ashtar Command spaceship with 20 other people.
Yes.
You were. I'm actually telling you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
know
not
for
crazy.
sure I was on a ship. I just don't know which one.
Yeah. No, it's an Ashtar Command spaceship.
Wow.
And you had this experience a year and a half ago. So tell us more about the ship, the people, how they communicated with you.
Yeah, well, it's not communication. Like I said, it's thought replacement, if that
Thought
makes sense.
replacement.
Yeah,
Is
Telepathy.
it telepathic
telepathic. Yes,
communications? That's
yes,
right.
yes,
It's
yes. Yep,
telepathic.
yep, yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you have a thought, and their primary goal or mission when we were there was for us to do our part in ending this conflict. So when we were kind of treated like special when we first arrived, I remember being with this blonde hair guy, and the reason my profile picture has a red hair girl with an alien in it is because I made this on AI. She looks like one of the girls that I was on the ship with. So there's a bunch of us, but I remember this blonde head guy and this redhead girl. We don't know our names. We're being shown to quarters, like bedrooms, right? And they put me and the blonde haired guy into this room. If you think about a cruise ship on the ocean where you're where you look like you have the windows to look out to the ocean, that's what this quarter was for him and I. We had this room where we could look out into the galaxy. I get chills thinking about it. I actually want to cry. Yeah. We're like looking at each other in the eyes. We have tears in our eyes, and it's like this innate knowing this is where we're supposed to be. This is where we were from. This, like all of this is where we're going. This is this most beautiful, loving experience you can imagine. And there's no fear. You're
no
not
fear at all. Yeah.
At all.
No, you're
you
not.
would think you would be. There's no fear. It's like we were always there or something. And then we get walked around and we get to see the ship, and the ship is huge. I mean, there's no way we saw all of it, none of it. They have this huge bay at the bottom of the ship full of vehicles, like not even flying vehicles, that I guess they use who knows where. I don't want to lie because I wasn't told.
Right.
But these cool looking vehicles that can drive with wheels on them.
Interesting. Yeah, that was a huge.
They were suiting up to do something.
Yeah. Now you're on Ashtar Command Spaceship physically. You are an amazing person.
Thank you.
You know you are. You are like, I mean, I'm reading your energy. You are so filled with light and love in your heart. Do you realize how much love you have in your heart?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there?
Yeah.
You are. You're getting there. You went on the ship with 20 people a year and a half ago, and you met men and women that were tall, human people, and those people are with the Ashtar Command. I don't know where they're from, but this huge ship you were on was a big mothership.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah. No,
oh
absolutely
my
it
God.
was big.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. You know how when you say something, the memories come back? Yeah, that's exactly what makes sense, because it was like this port for everyone was coming here. It was like this, for lack of a better word, again, federation. Everybody was coming here to solve some type of problem.
I will tell you about the ship. There are councils that meet on that ship. The ship is very big. So it's not so much federations, there are spiritual planetary worlds of beings from other planets that were on that ship. So that ship is a center point for gatherings of other spiritual people within the Ashtar Command from other planets. They come there and they have meetings about certain things they're doing regarding, right now, regarding Earth. The main focus for the command and the people you saw on that ship, they're focused on our planet right now.
And that makes sense because our planet is in trouble. I mean, it's so
It
sad. It
is.
breaks my
It
heart,
is
the
in
things that
trouble.
are going on.
You know, the planet is in trouble. The planet's going to be okay, but at the same token, the planet right now is in trouble.
Yep.
And there are going to be there's going to be a peaceful transformation. When I say that, there will be a positive ending result of this. But the Ashtar Command is here, and you went on one of the ships. Did they tell you? Do you know where the ship was when you went off planet?
No idea.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. No clue. It felt like we were there for days and days because there was sleep and there was waking up and there was sleep and there was waking up. But I was in my bed the next morning and went to work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like time was.
Yeah, of course. Now, when you were on the ship, let me explain something. There is no time. When they took you on the ship and all of you were on the ship, you're out of time sequences. There's no time sequences. On
Right.
Earth, the reason why you woke up in the morning the next day, you had a full night off planet and then you were here. Now, off planet, how long do you think you were away for?
Days at
When,
least.
days.
6
That's right.
days.
Days.
Yeah.
6, 7 days, whatever it might be, because there is no time. So when you're sleeping and you get up in the morning, you felt like, oh, I slept last night. I slept 8 hours. I got up. But when you were sleeping, you were physically not sleeping. You weren't even your whole body was taken off the ship, and then they brought you back into your bed in a sleeping state. But you were taken off planet physically.
Yeah.
Well, you already
And
know
Yeah,
that.
I do
they
believe
tried to
it was.
return you. They tried to return you very close to the same time that they took you. It could be just 15 or 20 minutes Earth time.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, and it did. Like I said in the beginning, I felt them taking me. Like
Hmm.
I said, I they were around when I was a child. It was this telepathic communication. I even, ended up in therapy because of it, because my mom thought I had these imaginary friends and I was a little off. Um and when I felt this energy go through me, and again, I was doing a guided astral projection meditation,
Hmm.
and I feel all this energy go through me. And when you just said that they took your whole body, like
Yes.
that is, now it makes sense because that's how it
Yes.
felt. Like 1 minute I feel like I'm levitating in my bed and I know they're coming because I've felt them before.
Yes.
And the next minute I'm gone.
You're gone. That's the most amazing. So this is the thing. Our friend April, who does her own TikTok live, but she just went off planet this evening, a little after
Around 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
When she physically goes, she was playing some ABBA music. She plays music. The space people love the music, and usually sometimes those come just to the music. She was taken off planet onto the Ashtar Command ship. You and your story is very similar. You were knowing and feeling you were going to be going, and your whole body was taken off planet. So it's not that you were physically astral traveling at all. You had no astral traveling whatsoever, but it felt like it because you were leaving the Earth and you were on the spaceship. Then you were taken back to Earth, and overnight you were off planet Earth time, being 8 hours, off planet a couple of days, right?
Right.
Yeah, everything that's happened to you is actually real.
I believe it. I woke up the next morning here back in my bed.
Hmm.
No,
Hmm.
it's this deep knowing like that
Yeah,
happened. And how do you explain that to anybody? I
right.
talked to friends about it. Everyone's like, you're dreaming. It was a very vivid
No,
dream. You were doing a
you're not.
guided meditation, all of that stuff. Like, of
Yeah,
course,
no,
you
you're
have.
not dreaming.
Yeah,
You're
no,
not dreaming
it
at
felt
all.
so real, and it still feels real. And they're coming back more and more. Like something is going on where they're like rounding us up, or like that's how it feels. They're around all the time.
Okay,
I know
so,
when they're here.
yeah, you know what they're here. So
Yeah,
I am like going to give you information. So they're not really rounding us up. They're going to select people that are supposed to be selected, whether you realize it or not. There's no rhyme and reason to know when it's ready for you to be contacted, but it's going to happen more and more. I've been telling people, get ready, folks. Wherever you are, whether you've never had a contact before, you're going to, in the next 12 months, have some sort of physical contact with the space people. And whether people believe me or not, I don't really care. I know my information. I know my information is accurate. I know my information is direct. I don't look at a card. I don't look at a pendulum swinging on a crystal. I don't have neon lights behind me to get attention. I'm here to give you information. I'm here to give you the real information. I want people to know the truth and the cosmic truth of what's going to happen. In your situation, I am so excited for you. When you meet April, tell her your story because there's a real relationship here of similar things. In your case, you go off planet, you meet men and women that are space people that are very loving men and women, and you're given quarters to sleep in that are a very huge ship. You're able to see all the universe through the windows. Your story is phenomenal. Your story is amazing. And if people really take the time to stay here and listen to a full story, you're going to learn from other people that come on our show. You really will.
Yeah, I definitely. I'd love to talk to her because I haven't met anybody else that has been through that type of experience.
Well,
Yeah.
she has been on 4 different ships already. They have
Wow.
Yeah.
They have a weather. There's a weather ship that it's a shapeshifter. It's like it starts out like a spear, a
Yeah.
round ball,
Yeah.
but it can change different. It can change different ways because the weather ship cleans our air and our ocean. She's been on that. Then they have the waiting ship where the commander was talking about where the space bodies are in cryogenic chambers waiting for
And
the
stasis.
Earth people's. Yeah, in stasis. They're in stasis, and that ship, the waiting ship, is very highly protected. And then they have the working ship, which is probably what they're. If did you ever see any forests, or did they ever take you around? Do you ever see any like plants or anything like that on the ship that you was on?
No, no plants. It was very
Okay,
clean,
then
very modern.
because okay, that was probably the working ship then, where they basically do the meetings and stuff like that. Then they have the living ship where they live on, and those ships have they're humongous, and they have
Yeah.
forests and they have all kinds of food on
And they
that
grow,
you can
and
eat.
then the living ship, Cliff is saying, the living ship is their headquarters to live on. They also grow vegetables. They're vegetarians, so everything they eat is fruits and vegetables. Just to
Wow.
let you know. Yeah.
So how do we
Yep.
go back?
How about you want to know how to go back? It's
Yeah.
real simple. The fact that you actually were taken on the ship, you remember everything about the ship and the people. Here's how you're going to go back. I'm going to help you. So you want to go back on that ship with the men and women that you were meeting on that spaceship,
Yes,
those very loving people. So here's how you're going to do it. You're going to meditate. You know about Christ consciousness?
absolutely.
You're right on target there. So here's how you're going to do it. When you go to sleep tonight, you're going to say, I'm a Christed being of light. I remember the beautiful people that took me on the ship a year and a half ago. Please communicate with me. And if you're not of that group of Ashtar Command people that took me on the ship, I will not communicate with you. So you be very specific about the communications. When you
Okay.
close your eyes, which I'm doing, you're going to say, you know what? I know I went on the ship a year and a half ago. I am ready to make commitment to whatever my mission work is. May I please come back on the ship? Can you please, and do this on like a 30-minute meditation. I would say do 30 minutes a day or night, or before going to sleep, do the meditation, and then see what happens. I do believe that if you do focus on that, you can actually go back on that ship and meet the people there and actually telepathically communicate with them. So what you're going to do tonight is begin using your telepathy and communicate with them, mind-to-mind communications, and you're going to eventually facilitate being taken back on the ship physically.
That
Do you
totally makes
understand?
sense. Yeah, it completely makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I felt them here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I could feel the energy
Yes.
going through my body. And I thought I
Yes.
was going then because it was the same feeling. It feels like you're levitating. You know you're going.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's so hard to explain if you haven't experienced it. But it's like, okay, here we go, here we go.
Yeah.
And then it was just like it stopped. And it made me sad because it was like, okay, am I thinking this is like, is this in my imagination? Did I make this
No.
up? You know,
No.
but yeah, I mean, it was the most amazing experience, and I feel them around. Like I know it's
Well,
almost like this protective feeling, like
um,
there's no fear at all.
I'm gonna bring on somebody here who just, if she can come
Do you
on,
get a
and
strong feeling of love when you feel that?
Yes. Yeah, it is
you're
That's
gonna,
so
the most
that's
energizing
these
feeling.
beings.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
you got my friend April just came back moments ago. If she can come on, April, this is Chosen Enigma, and give me your first name again.
Jessica.
Jessica. She's been taken on a massive spaceship with humans, um, and they're definitely Ashtar Command. Um, and if you can come on for a few minutes, I think you should meet each other. Jessica, say hello to my friend April.
Hi, April.
She, and she's been on now 15 consecutive times on board the spaceship.
Wow.
And everything's synchronicity here. April, say hello to Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi,
Oh, you're gonna
April.
love this. Listen to her story. I'm telling you, April, she went on an Ashtar ship a year and a half ago. Her story is incredible. And tell April a little bit about your story.
Sure. Should I just say it again? Would that be okay?
Yeah. Just a kind of a brief roundup of what happened to you.
Yeah, you got it. So it was about a year and a half ago. Well, I mean, backstory. When I was a kid, they would speak to me, and the best way we can say is telepathic, but the way I was explaining it earlier is like I would think something and then it would be replaced with a thought in my mind. But about a year and a half ago, they finally came back. And I was doing this guided astral meditation, like astral projection. And then suddenly I feel all of this energy, this pure love in my body. And I'm like, oh my God, they're back. And like I knew it was time to go. And I end up, it's like I feel like I'm levitating in my bed and I'm almost trying to wake myself up out of it. And the next thing I know, I'm on this gigantic spaceship, 20 other people with me. At least 20. The only people that I really remember visually was this guy with blonde hair, this girl with red hair. That's why I did this AI art for my profile picture. It's an alien with this girl with red hair. She was like a guide for me. Like she had been there before. But we were shown all around this crisp, clean, huge ship. We had quarters, we stayed there. We were there for this like conflict resolution. I don't know what the conflict was. I just knew there was a purpose to be served, and that's why we were there. Like that's why they brought all of us up from Earth. And then these quarters, I shared this quarter with this guy with blonde hair, and it was this beautiful room where you can see out into the galaxy. And then when we were taken around the ship, there was this like bay, is the only way I can explain it, with vehicles, but not spaceships, not other spaceships, like actual like not Earth vehicles. It's hard to explain, but they had wheels, like they would actually drive, if that makes sense.
I've seen the
And
vehicles you're talking about. They actually have some storage down in a cavern down here on Earth.
oh my God. See, I just can't believe that this is all real. Like I knew it was real. It felt so real the next day when I woke up, and I
Right.
talk about it with friends and everybody's telling me I'm crazy. It's just a dream.
You're not crazy.
But it felt
This
so
is
real.
this conference that you're speaking of. I've heard about this conference from them, and it was there was, I guess, hundreds of light workers and humans that they brought up, because they wanted them to witness this, because contact is going to be happening soon. And they were basically in argument, like basically arguing the fact that they wanted to come down and help. And they were like basically petitioning the whole universe to everywhere, every space, different type of space being, like they were basically telling everybody that they were coming down to help, that they had had enough of seeing the abuse that was happening down here on Earth, and
Yeah.
they wanted to come and help. So they had to basically, there was this like whole big conference thing that had happened, that they
Mm.
brought up humans to witness it, and they had talked with like all these different space beings, saying that, you know, they wanted them to join to help to come down and save our planet. So yeah,
Mm.
I
See,
you I have
isn't that amazing, April?
I've
Though
heard of somebody like
her
talking
story.
about this conference.
Yeah, it's amazing that she had this happen a year and a half ago. I said, "You've got to meet my sister April." And and April, do you find that her story, like, how amazing is it that she finds here? She's the first time we got her up to two. She comes here, we get her on here, and how possibly could this happen on the same night that you went off planet? She comes on, tells this story, and it's definitely Ashtar Command people.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really awesome.
So tell us, you went off planet, and I was on your live, like listening to ABBA, and then I knew I had to go live, and they were telling me, Commander, get on your live, do your show. And I'm saying, okay, but I want to listen to ABBA. So you were all like, dancing. And it was like great. I was like getting into. I love ABBA, and so could you? And it's again, you don't have to share anything if you don't want to. But what do you? Is there anything you want to say that
Yeah,
Any?
they definitely brought me up there this quickly for a reason, and it was because they wanted me um to come down and talk to everybody about these lights that are going on, that everybody is out watching. They basically the government shot up some rockets, and then had some refurbished ships up there. And they have chemicals that they're spreading through this, and they were making a big deal about these lights, and everybody was wondering why these lights weren't the same colors, that they weren't the right colors that they normally are. And
Yeah,
it's because they put chemicals in these lights, and these refurbed ships are up there spreading these chemicals around, trying to make people sick, trying to make people
really.
they consider the undesirables sick. So while I was up with them, we gathered up these refurbished ships with some government people and some reptilians that were on them, just up doing the most up there, and they went up and retrieved them to
Oh,
stop them
good.
from that. So just a little heads up, if anybody is really out there watching these lights, you might want to wear some kind of facial mask. The Ashtar Command is out there cleaning up the chemicals now.
Oh,
Um,
good.
they're out there actually doing it right now.
Oh, good.
We were out there. I was actually on a couple of the ships because they moved me from one of the weather ships onto one of their working ships to
Hmm.
go and gather up these refurbed ships because they caught them.
Oh, wow, that's good. I was really concerned about that when I heard that, and I'm glad. People need to know our Ashtar Command, which we're part of on the ships. They are right on top of this. I'm pretty sure these government and reptilian people are going to be dealt with, and they'll be sent off planet to somewhere.
Yeah,
But then,
we ushered them down to or moved them down to a holding facility.
oh, good,
They're going to be pushed off planet
good.
in the next like
Uh,
few hours, actually.
Oh, good, good. So this is what the Ashtar Command is about for people. They are our space family. Where I come from, if I was still on the ship and not in my human form, I'd be doing whatever I needed to do in conjunction with these things. So it's good to understand that we are, like I said, there are still these negative ETs and government people that want to try to do all these negative things to Earth. They're not going to be allowed to do it. They think they got it figured out, but they don't. Anytime they try to do something to poison the Earth or people, they will be caught in a nanosecond, like they're being done now. And and for people that are new to the show, April is a dear friend. She also is. We have space family on the ship. She has a mother and father and siblings. I have a mother and father and siblings on the ship. Then I will put it this way: They are our cosmic biological family. That's the way I want to put it. And so this is serious, and I'm glad April was able to, as tired as she is, she came on here, and she knows she's always welcome here. And and this is information you people on Earth need to know. Your news media would never tell you this. The people that are involved in these projects on these Earth governments are not going to tell you anything, because their motive is to, they want to mess up the planet, and the negative ETs that work with them, they're not going to be allowed to do it. So you're in good hands with the Ashtar Command, in many, many ways. And I thank April for sharing that of information. People need to know this is real, this is happening, and it was stopped. Nobody has the power or the right to poison the people of this planet. Nobody, you know, nobody.
Yeah, when we gather them up, I heard them questioning one of them, and they were saying that they were trying to get rid of the undesirables. Um, and the undesirables, like the people that don't have money, homeless,
Yeah,
poor people. They're
yeah.
That's why they were making such a big deal on the news about all this stuff.
Mm.
So the Ashtar Command is up there dealing with it now. I was on
And
the ship. We
yeah,
cleaned up 2 areas while I was up with them, and then we took these reptilians down to one of the holding. I cannot talk. One of the holding facilities.
holding facilities. Yeah,
Yep. So
yeah.
they're
And
they're going to be taken off the planet here in a few hours.
so you see, folks, a few hours is not a few days. The Astro Command's not playing games. When
No.
reptilians and other beings try, with government people that are working with them, try to do things that are going to hurt people on this planet, what they call undesirables, they will be taken off planet. Those rockets were caught in a nanosecond. Those rockets that are going to shoot poison into the atmosphere, not happening. Everything we're telling you here tonight is real. Everything we're telling you here on this show is real. All the information that's provided here from all of us, myself, April, and what have you, is real information. Things that Chosen has just expressed in her experience is real information. And Chosen, you will be probably going on the ship more and more. Um, and so I think when you watch April's broadcasts, which you'll get some really good information on her broadcast, my show here, a lot of stuff I do. I think, like I said, I believe that if you focus on the Ashtar Command people that took you on the ship, all you have to do is say, "I'm ready to go back to do more mission work," and just say, "I'm a Christed being of light." You remember what they looked like. You were on the ship with them, this massive spaceship of the command. You were able to see the stars out the window, all these beautiful things. Just ask them, say that, "Hey, look, I wish to know my connection to some of you, what your names are." You can have a casual conversation through telepathy, and if you practice doing that, I believe you'll go back on the ship.
I would love that. Thank you.
No, I really do believe that. And like I said, you'll learn a lot from me. You'll learn a lot from April. You'll learn quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming back. This was awesome to finally have somebody validate my experience.
Oh yeah, on here we don't invalidate anybody. Anyone who knows me, I'm like a system buster, and if their trolls come on here or anybody comes here making jokes at people, I will knock them off the planet like in 2 seconds, because I'm a talk show host. That's my background's in radio and TV. I've been doing radio for 21 years, so I'm a
Awesome.
professional in the radio part of it. I'm a professional in broadcasting. I've been a news director, and I've also been a contactee since the 60s. So with all those capabilities, I'm the perfect person to host a show like this, because I don't ever look at anybody crazy or not having a real experience. I think experiences all happen in different ways. Your experience and meeting April is good because you've been taken physically off planet onto an Ashtar ship, and I wanted April to get to meet you a little bit and chat with you. And also I thank April, my sister, for giving us updates on what happened, because that's really important too.
Yeah, this was great. And thank you, April, also for saying, that those vehicles you've seen them, because that felt weird. I mean, they look like tanks on a ship.
Yeah, they are actually they have a huge storage facility that the Ashtar Command does. They've been bringing this equipment down. Thank you so much, guys. You know I love the jellyfish. But the Ashtar Command has been quietly bringing down medical equipment, medical supplies. They have been bringing down ships, and they have been bringing down these vehicles that you're speaking about. I've seen them. They're going to be bringing them up after contact happens. That stuff is going to be brought up, and humans are going to be trained on how to drive, fly, use this medical equipment, and also not just being able to use it, they're going to be trained on how to make this equipment, and they are coming to help us help ourselves.
Thank you.
These beings
I
love
got
us,
you.
and they want nothing but the best for us, and they're giving us a leg up by helping us with their technology. They've been aware for a very long time that they've been wanting to come and help the
Thank you.
earth, which is why there was actually three of those big conferences that happened, but the last one, the one that you were at, was the one that they brought humans up to basically hear testimony, that that's what they wanted and needed to happen to save our planet, because if they don't come and do this, that our planet doesn't have much longer to go,
Right.
because we are slowly just doing so much damage to it that our planet can't take it anymore. So they need us to be back on track, and they're tired of these elite and these like I call them low vibers,
Yeah, me
which
too.
low vibrational entities, which are like the reptilians and greys and
Yep.
beings like that want harm on us. Um,
Mm.
and that are trying to be in control of humanity, and it's just not going to happen anymore. It's not going to fly. So these elite and all these people that are doing what they are doing, there's going to be a stop put up. They're going to be stopping it basically, and then they're going to help us clean up our planet and put our planet back to the paradise it used to be. And they're going to be helping us and training us on how to live better and how to keep our planet clean, and then bringing up this technology so we're not abusing our planet anymore, so we can use and live um, amongst our nature and stuff, and be able to utilize the energy from our world without hurting her.
God, I love that so much. I was just talking about that at dinner with friends tonight. Like, the world just does not have to be like this. Money doesn't
Really
have to be a
doesn't.
thing. Greed doesn't have to be a thing. None of this has to exist.
Money is not going to be a thing anymore. There's just not going to be any more money. That's going to be all done away with. It's going to be a change, and it's going to be, a little bit of time before the shift does happen, but it is going to happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is going to happen. They are coming, and there are going to be lots of them when they come. It is not going to be anything negative that the government keeps trying to seep out there, that they're coming to cause problems. They're coming to, entrap us and do stupid stuff. But
Right.
that's not the case. They are
Nope.
coming to help us with technology. They are coming to help us with medical stuff. They are also not just going to be doing that, but they are going to be giving us back our natural giving gifts. Of being able to speak telepathically, and they're also going to be reversing our aging process that we've been going through, because the human beings were not meant to age the way we have been.
Right. That's
Um,
right.
so they're coming to help with that as well. So after contact, was like, you may be 60 when contact happens, but after contact happens and a little bit of time has passed, you may be 30 again.
Right. Absolutely. And what Abel's talking about is absolutely true. We've been lied to, people, for over 70 years in this current Earth history, right? So we are now And what my mission has been, even before I met April, which was to bust the matrix, to educate people that all the things that you've been told were lies. Everything you were brought up in school to believe as a human being has been basically lies. And what we're talking about now is the ability that our space brothers and sisters, they've had it just like we've had it. They've had it with the lies. They've had it. They've waited and waited to see if the leaders of the world would make good with our space people, and they haven't. And they lied. You know, they've been doing everything to poison the people of this planet Earth.
Yep.
The people in power have done everything to not only poison the people, but to lie to the people. They created all kinds of things. They used the movie industry to do it, to put fear in the people's minds about space people, which is all these movies that you see over the years from the 40s and 50s onward. Most of them have been made to put fear in your minds that space people are ugly looking, uh, eyes bulging out with monster teeth that are ready to eat you up. That's the perception of most humans because of sci-fi movies. And the government has sanctioned those movies to lie to the public. That's what they've done. And April and I and others that are here who know who we are, and there's a group of 5 of us, myself, there's 3 other, there's
Johnny,
April,
Johnny, Kit Kat,
Kit
Chesno.
Kat, Chesno. There's 5 of us that you need to know if you're new to this show, and I hope you'll be regular watchers of this show, that we will be in, and again, the timeline is shifting. I feel it's shifting again in terms of when we're going on the ship. I think it's getting more imminent and closer because in order for us to do the work we need to do, I don't think they can afford to give us a year before we go on the ship. I'm getting that, and it's up to them. But there's going to be 5 of us. April is part of that 5. She's like, you know how you have like a consensus and you have a coordinator, and then everybody works with the coordinator. And it's just that she was chosen to do that by the space people. It could have been any one of us. I could have been the one, and then April could have been part of my group. And it doesn't matter who the person is. It's the purpose of what we're here to do. And so I feel a really major shift happening right now. I think it's going to be closer than, I think it's going to be less than a year that the 5 of us go on together. I don't have any knowing of when that is, but when we go on the ship, brothers and sisters, people watching the show, understand everything we do here is real. We don't channel anything. We don't have, like I said, we don't have cards here. We're not looking at a pendulum for answers. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're giving you very real information here, which is probably a threat to the people that are running the governments of the world. But we don't care because
Yeah.
I came here to bust the matrix. People know me. I'm not afraid of anything. I came here to Earth to do my mission work. And I'm a talk show host. I'm a professional. I'm not some person that just came on here and said, oh, why don't I do just a UFO show? I don't know anything. That's the thing. I know a lot of things, you see, because I'm not from here. And April knows a lot of things because she's been having these experiences where she is our contact person. And she has no ego about it. It's just what happened. It's just the way it's working. It's a beautiful synergy of energy. And when she comes back, she gives us information that can help the planet. And then we know a little bit more. When we all go on the ships together, we're all going to have equal knowledge of what we need to do. And that's coming really soon. I think the timeline has shifted again. And especially with what we're seeing with the missiles and the reptilians being caught with the government people, that's just not right. What they were trying to do. But go ahead.
I don't
Who
know
wants to
what it
speak?
means, but
Hey, Smith.
for the last
I'm
for the
sorry.
last month and a half or 2 months, I have been getting a date of June 15th, and I don't know what it means. I don't know if that's when this is going to happen with you guys, but I keep getting June 15th, and it's like every single day, June 15th, June 15th, and I go, what is this?
That might be
So
something
just kind of keep
significant
that in your
for you.
mind. But I've been getting this for like 7 or 8 weeks now.
They won't put out a date. They won't put out a date. I'm just telling you that right now. They will not put out a date. They do not want the government or anybody catching wind of when things are going to be happening.
Right. And that's because there's no way they could, because our space people are off planet. They don't work in a timeline like we do on Earth. So it's not like say, let's get together for a wedding next month. Uh, our perception is everything should have a date, but it doesn't necessarily work that way.
And now to answer your question, K. Smith, they can fix it. They'll have the technology will be here to fix that. She's asking
Yeah.
about art.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are looking at your questions and comments, folks.
They have so much technology that they are going to be bringing up that they have been storing here this whole time, and not to mention the ships of med beds and other equipment that they have. I've been on these ships. I've seen this equipment. It is definitely there, and these ships are huge, huge. And they are just
Yeah.
full of stuff that they are bringing for us. These guys are gifting us with a lot of technology.
And the reason why they're doing that is because they're first of all, it should happen. Number one, it has to happen because it's supposed to. They're just fed up with waiting to do this. They've been waiting. You know how long the space people, our brothers and sisters of light, have waited to make direct contact with the people of this earth? Does anybody out there watching this show realize how long it's been that the Ashtar Command, which represents many different planetary systems, have been waiting, just waiting for things to get right here on Earth so they can make contact with us? Anybody out there even know?
A long
A long
time.
time, really long time. They're fed up. They know those of us in the ground crew, like myself, are fed up with it. I've been fed up for years with the lies, you know, totally fed up with the lies. And I'm here to bust the matrix. We have disclosure. We have disclosure. We have friends of mine, like I'm Shy. She stopped in last night for a little bit and said hello. I know I'm Shy is coming back on. If anyone knows who I'm Shy is, she's our DOD contact within the government. We have real people here, folks. Things that happen here that we're telling you, it's the real deal. We don't sit here channeling information every night on Facebook saying Osh Bigosh is coming next year and you'll have a beautiful Osh Bigosh together. And it never happens. Osh Bigosh never happened. It was never there. It doesn't exist. And when I'm speaking of Osh Bigosh, I have to set up my goals again because I don't have any goals. Now, when I say that, I mean TikTok goals. So I want you to show your support for the show. I'm the host of the show, and you can do that by my Venmo account on my profile. Go to my Venmo, you can donate anything on my Venmo account. I appreciate it. Or just do TikTok gifts. You're welcome to do that. Let me see if I can set up a new goal here. And I think we're going to do the hat with the mustache. Um, and we'll see if we get 8 of those going. That helps me in all the work I'm doing here. And I'm committed to my work here on TikTok, on my radio show, and we appreciate all the support. So we welcome all the new listeners. Everybody certainly follow each other. That's something that we want people to do, make new friends here. You'll meet a lot of beautiful people on my show from all over the world. And you're not crazy. None of you are. So you're coming into a place where 30 years later, you're meeting people here like myself and April and others. We are real people that are having real experiences. And that's the difference. It really is the difference. You know, and we love you all. I mean, my vibration is always in the sense of love. I will always be that person to love everyone because that's what the Ashtar Command is. We're love. That's our essence of who we are, right? We're love. Everything we do is for purpose and love, you know? And that's just the thing I wanted to say. I'm just, I don't even care about time right now. It's even almost 1:30 in the morning. I have my radio show tomorrow morning. I'm excited to do the show. Hey, April, did you want to come on my radio show tomorrow? I hope she's not going off planet. She already went off planet. I
That
hope
would be
she's still
pretty
here.
cool.
April, you're still with us on Earth? I hope she's still here. If they took her off planet during this broadcast, I'm going to be jealous. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna be jealous too.
No,
No, she's.
I couldn't get my mic off mute. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, if I'm available, yes, I will pop in.
Yeah, I'll have you on the show, and you'll go live on the radio. My radio audience is pretty big, so we can talk about whatever we want to talk about in terms of what's going on and with the spaceships and what happened with the reptilians. Because my radio audience, not all my radio people have TikTok; they're just radio people. So I have a lot of listeners in southern New England, eastern Long Island. So yeah, that'd be pretty good. I'll be on at 11:30 Eastern, and maybe we can get you on at 12 noon, right after noon. So you can have a cup of coffee or tea before we go on the air with you. That'd be cool. So we'll have April on my radio show. I'll be broadcasting my show on TikTok. I do that on Sunday mornings. So I'll have my radio show live on TikTok as well. And so it's simulcasting radio, internet, and TikTok. 3 things, which is good. And I know it's a magic numbers. We have 333. That's that number 333. Isn't that kind of cool? If you study numbers, that's a really beautiful number to have. 333.
Yes, it is.
But I want April to be able to rest because it takes a lot of energy after you come back, and you must be a little bit tired.
Yeah, I'm exhausted when it's the travel with on the ships. It just I didn't know I was gonna I was just gone for a month, and then I just got back, and then they took me again. I'm just like they I don't know. I guess I can call them, is what they were telling me.
Oh,
I can call them apparently, and I don't know how I'm calling them, but
I
apparently
don't know how you're doing it.
call them.
Well, I'll tell you, April, if you definitely want to take a break from going on the ship, just tell them to call me, and I'll give you a break, and I'll go on the ship, and you can rest. How's that sound? And you can play ABBA. I'll go on the ship instead. That's at least something a brother should be able to do for a sister. And then this way, she can take a break. I'll go on the ship. I have a lot of energy. I'll come back. I'll probably be not tired, and I'll probably be full of energy. I don't know. Maybe I will be tired. But they're hearing this show right now, so I'm telling them, give April a break, take me on the ship, and let her relax. Just do that. So we're getting to 1:30. I want to get to 100,000 likes before I call it a night. We're at 85.4 with 314 beautiful people watching the show here. If you're new to the show, and I know a lot of you are, we're usually on at 11 o'clock in the evening with the #1 spiritual UFO show on social media. Nobody can top what we do here. Everything we do is real. There's no ego. And I'm a professional at what I do. I do it all the time. And we're just glad to have you all here. All the new people, welcome to this program, everybody.
Well, I'm actually really glad that that you brought me up. I'm glad I got to meet you. That you were one of the people. You're like probably the 3rd person I have met that was actually at that conference. So that's pretty awesome. And you said you said you were your quarters, you were rooming with an Ashtar Command person? Was this a person?
No, it was definitely another human because we were both in
Okay.
all.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just this like blonde guy. And then even the girl with red hair was human, but my assumption is she had been there before because she was like a guide.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she was a guide. The woman with the red hair was guiding other people?
Yeah, she was the one taking us around the ship.
Really? That's very interesting. So, okay, but was she a space person or a human from on planet Earth? She was a space person,
She
right?
was probably a star seed.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
mean, I'm not well versed in starseeds, but it felt like she was human and she had been there
Mhm.
before.
Okay.
Yeah,
And she
they
was
do have
showing us around.
They do have
Okay.
starships that are actually working with them. When I was in Alaska, they had some of the local people that were that had been quietly working with them on the ships. So that I actually saw actual human beings that were in the space station working there with them. Just they were, I don't know what they were doing, but they, I saw them pass by the corridor a few times. Different people, humans.
Yeah, and I don't
Int-
remember what this conference was. Like I don't remember a message from it.
yeah.
I don't know if that's wrong, but like all I remember is the ship, these vehicles in the bay. It was almost like the basement of the ship, but not, like underneath of everything,
Yeah.
and the quarters, and then seeing out into space, this infinite, beautiful, and then the love, and the big tall guy, all this joy. Like he would laugh over like these belly laughs over, just, I guess it was like it felt like love, that he was just happy that we were there.
Yeah, these beings are so full of love. It's like, and they're so full of love that it radiates off of them and makes you feel so much joy that you just forget about all your problems. You don't think about it. You're just feeling the love that comes off of these beings. It's like that with them. They love each other like this. And it's like this with them all the time. And this is what they want to bring to us. That's why I talk about, I share the journeys that I go on to with everybody, but when I end, the stories that I'm telling, the journeys that I'm sharing with the people is always the message of that what they want to share with us is infinite love. And it's not trying to blow smoke up anybody's rear end, because I've met with the heads of, that people that sit at the head tables. I've met with them, and I've met with Jesus twice, and these Jesus is absolutely amazing. And his message that he gave to me to bring to you guys is that there's no higher vibration than love. Love is the highest vibration, and that he also wanted us, the whole command, not just him, but the whole
Right.
command wanted us to start working on ourselves, and then help our families, and then start helping our neighbors. And this is to help them wake up, help them feel the love, help them not be afraid when contact does happen, so that when the shift starts to happen, that people are, starting to be aware, people are waking up, people are knowing that these things are going to be happening, and that people are feeling joy about it, because they don't want any fear. They want nothing but love and happiness, that that they're coming
Mm,
to help us, and they want us to live better lives, and live longer lives, live healthier lives, and put our earth back to the paradise that it used to be.
Yeah,
absolutely
that
correct.
makes so much sense. And I mean, you guys can cut me off if you want, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to talk to you again like this. And
Oh, are you kidding me? You will be. You'll always
oh,
be. You kidding me? This
I would love
I'm
show.
to.
usually doing a live, usually around 8 o'clock. So you can follow me, and you can
Yeah.
always come on
Yeah.
mine, or the commander's always on 11:30.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm always on just before him.
Yeah. She
Okay.
is.
Well, my
And you can come
question
on.
is,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. My question is, I mean, they've been around since I was a child, again, I was put in therapy for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then I went on the ship, and I definitely know when they're around again now. But what
Mm-hmm.
does that mean? Is that just me being a part of this conference to, like you said, to hear a message that unfortunately I don't remember the
Your
message?
Mm-hmm.
message
Or
is
is,
love. Your message was love. Just what you were saying. That was your
Mm-hmm.
message.
okay.
You were meant to bring back that love. That's why you felt it so strongly from that being. That was your
Oh.
message.
Okay. And then also though, is this like just a one time thing, or is there more? Because I want more than nothing to
There's gonna be
experience
more
that
for
again.
you. There's definitely gonna be more for you. Your space family is trying to contact you as we speak. You just have to do some more meditations and things like that to higher your vibrations. I'm not saying that your vibrations aren't high, because they are high,
They
but
really
the
are
more
high,
you
yeah.
meditate and start asking for your space family to start, interacting with you, the quicker it will happen.
Okay.
And you
Yeah.
will start having more contact with them. If they're not already showing themselves to you now, you're just not realizing it.
And the other thing is,
Go
I was
outside,
to say,
watch the
April,
stars.
and yeah, that's true. And the other thing is, start with like 30 minutes a day of meditation or at night or before you go to sleep. More when you go to sleep at night, do 30 minutes, try to do a 30-minute meditation and call out and remember the visualization of the space people that you were seeing on that ship. If you do that, I do believe that they are just waiting for you to make contact. Use telepathy, like mind to mind communications.
Hmm.
If you do mind to mind communications, like I'm not saying in a nanosecond, but I do believe you will have the ability to go back on the ship. Just like April goes on the ship, they'll come and take you through a rift or what have you into the ship. And within like seconds or minutes, you'll be back on that spaceship.
Right. Because like I have some envy of you guys because April is having these awesome experiences and is a part of the world changing, and you are having these direct downloads and you can do things through the astral command. And then I have this one experience and then the childhood experiences, and I can feel them when they're around now, but it's confusing because it's like, is that it? Was that it?
No, that's not it. That's all. Again, they made the initial communications, but then when that happens to you, see, we as human beings don't realize, especially when you have this kind of situation in your life, that you now have to make the initiative to reconnect with them. They initially said, "Here we are. What are you going to do? Are you going to wait to, go back on the ship?" You don't have to wait to go back on the ship. All you have to do is say, "Okay, thank you for the experience. I know now I'm connected with the command and my mission. I want to come back on and do more work, and I want to meet." And also, you probably have some cosmic family somewhere in that star relationship that you've never met yet. Not your biological Earth family, but your cosmic family. So say, tonight when you
Also,
go to sleep, go ahead.
too, the people that were in this conference will be contacted before contact does happen. You will be contacted again before contact does happen.
Oh,
Just so
that's
you know, it will happen again for you, and it's going to be happening like within the next year. But I would definitely suggest, because you were so tuned in with them, definitely suggest that you start asking to meet your space family, because they are probably there already trying to contact you. You're just not realizing it.
Yeah.
Um, so I would suggest that, and I would also suggest to do your meditations in the evening time, because they are trying to stay, on hidden from the government and all the, nonsense that's happening right now until everybody gets here. And what I mean by everybody is all the rest of the space people. So, in the meantime, like the evening time is when they, can get around the earth without being detected. So I would suggest, like, in the evening time, is the best time to probably start doing your meditations. And it's also a quiet time, and that way you can also see the stars. And I bet you that they've been trying to contact you this whole time and you just didn't realize it. But you will be contacted before contact does happen.
Gosh, I am just so grateful for you guys. I mean, I can't even put into words how thankful I am to finally feel I could cry, to feel validated, because I've been told it was a dream for so long,
Yeah,
even
no,
though
I
it
hate
feels
when
so
people do
real.
that. People that aren't awake yet, they're always saying that, people like us are crazy, and that, we're imagining it, it's not real. But, it's the people that keep telling us that it's not real, that things are not going to be happening, for the people that are believers, the people that really want to help and start moving humanity into this shift when contact does happen. Those are going to be the people that are going to benefit from what these beings are coming to help us with. Those are going to be the first ones that are helped.
And the thing is to realize that not only are you not crazy, you know how many people since I've been on TikTok who've been guests saying, you're not going to believe this, but I think I'm crazy. If
Oh,
I were to, if I were to make a bumper sticker, I'd probably sell a bazillion of them. The thing is, you're not crazy. 30 years ago, the majority of the people on the planet would have been thinking that. 30 years later, the people that would think you were crazy are very much a minority. So if you're in a room with 5 people that say, I don't believe you, I think you're crazy, who cares what they think? Really, does it really matter what they think? It doesn't.
No.
Not at all. Not anymore. Like when the government says, like the Pentagon says, that UFOs are real, that means nothing to me because the government's involved in covering it up for 70 years. So they're saying it's real doesn't give us any disclosure. Their disclosure is trying to control the population of Earth and telling them that okay, yeah, oh here we have a few Air Force black and white radar videos of what they call a TikTok going through airspace. That's their disclosure. That's what they call disclosure, right? What
Yep.
April and I are talking about is, and what you're talking about is, we are disclosure. We're having physical manifestations of going on Ashtar Command spaceships with our star family, and we're going to be doing things that are disclosure. Folks, on this TV program, on this program on TikTok, this is disclosure. Encounters, this is disclosure. It's not going to be on MSNBC, CBS, BBC, China TV, or whatever. It's going to be right here, right now. And I'm committed to it. I'm committed to telling people the truth, exposing the lies, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And the fact that I came together with people like April, now together with Chosen Enigma joining our show, now you have a place where you can come. You can go on April's show and watch her live programming, and there is a reason why there's a connection because you'll learn from April of things, and you'll learn from me when I'm on about things because of my background and my activated being that I am. I am totally activated, so my consciousness is operating in a nanosecond. Like I can read people's energies. I can read things that I didn't know 30 years ago I was able to do. When I read people, I don't read them and tell them, oh yeah, you're going to get married next week. Oh, by the way, you have to go back to Michael's Jewelers and get that diamond ring for your boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't do that. April knows I don't do that kind of stuff. And so does Cliff. And everybody out there knows me. My readings
That's
is
right.
I read energy. I helped a woman tonight in Florida. We're sent a spaceship down to her area. There's 7 people from the command that went on her in there. I had her do some meditations, or I had her clear her consciousness. They'll be there for a week. In a week, I want to know the differences. She's Jewish like I was, and she's going to have a epiphany in that week. Her whole life is going to shift in that week. And that was the first guest on my show tonight. That was way earlier, way earlier. And so what I'm saying is I read people's stories. Like, can you tell me your story? I got so excited because I was reading the energy from it. And I said, she went on an Ashtar Command ship and she needs to meet my friend April. And see how beautiful that experience is. How you met April, who's a friend of mine, very close friend. And it's just a beautiful thing. Now you met somebody who you can work with on her show and even with me, and you can, and you'll have some beautiful experiences,
Yeah, it really is. There's not even words to say. It's just this
Yeah,
finally, this gasp of relief of finally somebody is listening.
yeah. And we are listening. And that's why, and people know me, we take the trolls out of our broadcast. As a moderator, I have moderators. I take the trolls out. I get rid of all the negative people in 2 seconds. I don't let it even start. I'm here to do a show where people can learn stuff, share stories, be in a safe place. I really care about everybody out there. I do. I care about I love everybody. Even if I don't even know you, I have to love you because I come from that Ashtar Command energy. Beyond being a human, I have to love every single life form in the universe, including right here on Earth.
Yeah, I love that. I do, and I can feel it. I believe you.
And we actually got over 100,000. I am so happy. We did it. So because it's now almost 1:44 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast, I want to thank everybody. Please follow. You can watch my show at night at 11 o'clock. Most nights. I might take a night off. Once in a while, the commander has to re-energize. But we're on at 11 o'clock. Please show some love for the show. If you have TikTok gifts, Show me some love here. We do have a goal, and I don't know if I've met it yet. Let's see here. I do have a TikTok goal. Did I reach the goal already? Is that possible? That can't be possible. So I need. Oh, wait a minute. We're gonna set up a new goal here for a minute. Okay. I don't think I. We're gonna set up some hats here. I'm gonna do the cowboy hat, and we're gonna do 8 of those before we end the show, and then we're gonna have final comments from our guest, which is our guests, all of you. And we appreciate all the comments people had. We're going to pin the goal here. I just pinned the goal for 8 hats. I put 8 hats on my shelf, on my cosmic shelf on the ship here. You can actually feel like you're on a spaceship on this show, right? So if you will, 8 people, whoever they are, you can gift us with TikTok gifts of any sort you wish. Yaya Spirit, thank you. You beautiful soul out there. Yaya's going to be, when the aging process is switched around, Yaya's going to be like 30, 40 years old. That's what's to have with Yaya. Karen 82, thank you for the cowboy hat. So we have 6 more hats to go to complete my goal tonight on the show Encounters.
I'm telling you, if I can bring an entourage up, it's going to be Yaya, Papa Smurf, and Alicia.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah. And right now, just imagine yourselves being on the ship with the commander on Encounters. So this is the Encounters spaceship, which is a beautiful. Thank you so much, Louisiana. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. We love all of you out there. And let me see. Do we have any more? We're almost getting to my goal here. We've gotten 3 out of 8. So I need 5 more. 5 more hats. Thank you, River Blues. And thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Karen 82, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can't speak Chinese, but I'll say thank you. Let's see here. Yeah, Spirit, you're amazing. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. Thank you for the hats. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like that's the kind of hat that I can do like dancing to a disco or on roller skates or something.
Oh gosh.
I don't do disco, but I could kind of. Karen, thank you so much.
We did a disco song tonight on my show. It was funny.
You had ABBA. You had
yeah, we did
Mamma
ABBA.
Mia.
We did a Bee Gees song.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I must have missed that.
Oh, the fairies loved it.
I'm sure they did.
I don't.
Well, folks,
I don't know. I can tell you that I know that Handsome Hank has been crushing on Alicia. He loves Mary, but man, he's been all about Alicia the last few shows.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
boy.
I think people want me to do something before the show's over tonight, and I do. I get a little bit silly at sometimes here, but I think there's one thing that people really want me to do. I'm psychic enough to realize it. I'm going to please people with this before the show's over. So I'm setting up a new goal, and this one's going to be the one that people are going to find very interesting. I'm going to go from serious mode on encounters to lighthearted mode, and you'll see why. When I set this goal up, because people like when I do this, I'm going to do this for everybody. There's 8 of them available. I know who you are out there. I know you like it. Ashley's saying the word. I hear a few people saying that word. I need 8 of those, and I will actually do it. I promise. This is going to be my more comical part of my hosting of the end of the show encounters, and some beautiful things will happen. So I have 8 hats with a mustache. If you have TikTok coins, I will be in a very incredible mood here to, how come that didn't even show up? But I will definitely, if you do the hats, I will be able to do a certain word on here that's perfectly legal on Earth, and I will be happy to do it. So I have these hats here. It's a hat that you're saying I haven't had anybody give me one yet. It has a mustache. If you have the ability to tar me, tar, if you believe you are Tahar, I'm Tahar from space. I'm here to save the Tahar. I'm waiting. I'm saying, save the human tar.
Oh gosh.
Let us save the human race. I'm here to do disco. I'm seeing if anything else is going to happen here.
I think you reached your goal.
We're going to dance on the spaceship. I want a pearl now. Love it like tall tars.
Oh boy.
Nothing's happening. That is, I reached my goal. There you go. So that's my little
He's waiting
comical
for me
sense
to
of
laugh
humor.
hysterically. I'm over here laughing. I forgot I was
I
on
see.
mute.
I knew something was happening out there. Tar.
There you go.
You know, folks, I'm
I've
sorry.
already got my hat on here.
I'm just like, I love everybody. I do have a sense of humor. I could have been, I can't even speak English now. I could have been a contender. You know, now I can do an impression of that from the movie. I could have
I'm
been
going to pop off, Commander. I just wanted to give us a couple of final things. Guys, if
Yes.
you are going to go out and watch those lights, please, please, please wear some kind of face
Yes.
mask. You know, put
Yes.
a
Seriously.
covering over your mouth.
Mhm.
They are
Mhm.
cleaning it up, but I just don't want anybody getting any of those chemicals. And I love all of you. I am going to. I need to get
Get some
something to
sleep
drink. Yeah, I don't
and
know.
get some
I
sleep.
may go live. I'm kind of wound
Well, we
up
love
right
you
now.
too, April.
Yeah, and while
Get
you go
yourself
live,
some
I'm going to
rest.
sleep. So, Chosen, you can, if she goes live, you can watch her on there, and that goes for everybody here. You can go from my live to her live, which is probably a good thing to do if she's wound up and awake. Get some rest though, and it's seriously though about those ships with the reptilians. Do not go outside if there's ships are out there. Stay indoors. The command is working on getting those ships retrieved. The reptilians and the government people are
Well,
going to be
they have
retrieved.
them retrieved, Commander. Just
Oh, they do.
they've got them. They've got them. It's just the chemicals that they put out in those lights. I
Oh,
just
they're
don't want
cleaning.
anybody getting sick. You know.
Oh, they're cleaning the chemicals up in the atmosphere. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. They've
Yeah,
already
so don't
retrieved those ships.
don't go out because they're chemicals that were put in the air, and just stay indoors until they clean them up. So you suspect they'll be cleaned up in the next couple hours?
Yes, that's what they're doing
Okay.
now.
So wait till tomorrow morning and then go outside.
All right,
All
everybody.
right,
I'm
it's time
out,
to go.
guys.
Take care.
Okay, good night, April.
Good
Love
And
night.
you. Bye.
she'll probably go live. Chosen, I'm following you. I want to make sure I am following you.
And
Hold on a
I'm
minute here.
following you.
Awesome. I just followed you too.
I
And
think
let's
I'm
see
following
here.
everybody too.
And yeah, I'm following Chosen, I think. Yeah, I am following you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
and everybody follow everybody here. That's what we should be doing. I
Yep.
want to thank all my listeners. Tomorrow morning, all 293 of you, tune in to my show, wesufm.org. Also, come on Sunday morning on TikTok. I do my show on radio in the studio at WESUFM. So everybody go on my TikTok to watch my show. And you can also go on to our radio website, wesufm.org, and you can listen to the audio segment on there as well. Okay? So that's wesufm.org. All my shows, by the way, are on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, write this down. My YouTube channel, which is popular, is where I put all the shows. My encounter shows are on YouTube. On YouTube, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Ashtar Command Spaceship News. I'll say it one more time. Ashtar Command Spaceship News. That's my YouTube channel. You can watch all the previous encounter shows on there. And also the show we're doing tomorrow morning, my Cosmic Eye radio show on NPR Radio, Pacifica Radio affiliate, will be on at 11:30 Eastern till 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on Mother's Day. Take care, everybody. I appreciate all of you. And if you have a story to tell, make sure you get in touch with me tomorrow night. Sunday night we'll be live again at 11. So if you have over 200 followers, you can come on the show. If you have over 800, you can come on and share your stories of visitations, going on a spaceship, everything, Bigfoot, fairies, mer people, the inner earth, all that stuff we talk about here. So take care. We love you all. I love all the new people, and we will catch you tomorrow morning. All right, take care. Helen,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
All right. Good night,
Helen,
Commander.
Chosen One,
Thank you
Chosen
for
Enigma,
having
take
me up
care.
here.
I appreciate it, Cliff. And it's Mary. It's Jennifer, right?
Jessica. Yep. And I'll be back
Jessica.
tomorrow.
Jessica.
Okay, Jessica.
Okay,
I want to get
Jessica.
it straight.
We'll
All
see you
right.
All right.
tomorrow.
And
See you tomorrow.
yeah, and Daniel, I didn't go on any ships last night, unfortunately, but April went on tonight. So everyone go to April's. If April comes on live, go on her live. You'll be able to watch her tonight. But April needs to get some sleep too and rest a little bit. So take care, Cliff. Thanks for being here, brother. We'll catch you all
Okay,
later.
you're welcome.
Let me just close it out here. Let me know what I'm doing. I'm going to try to get off of here. Here I am. Okay.